What's going on, everybody out there? MVP Sports Talk Radio live from WARA 1320 AM.
Yeah, buddy.
Another Wednesday evening. Got Ryan in the studio with me and myself.
What up?
Tim, I believe, is on the way. Drew will be calling in later, per usual lately, about 8 o'clock or so. So
yeah,
that'll be something to look forward to. And, we got a bit to talk about. We got
You think we got a bit to talk about? Well, before we dive in, hey, congratulations! You got your Facebook account back.
Yes,
congratulations, Nick. You won. You beat the man. You beat the system.
It only took a legal battle.
Jesus. So what happened? Like, what did you do?
I still don't know, and I don't want to push the whole censoring thing on air, but
right.
Yeah, to my knowledge, I didn't do anything. I hadn't, whenever I argue on Facebook too, I'm always pretty respectful. I like people we have free will as people. I'm a firm believer in free will, and if everyone agreed on the same thing, then we wouldn't be human beings.
Right.
So for me, I always think people should be able to disagree and do so cordially. That's why I was always big into politics. I love the fact of debating. In college, I was always all about debating in college. I loved it, and I did worldwide politics. Got a 98 in the class. I love common discourse where we can disagree, but
of course
I like seeing other people's perspective too. Only hearing your own perspective is not good. Echo chambers are not good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I just my usual self. I don't know. I didn't. I know. The last time I was ever banned was back in 2016. I think I said a swear, and I had gotten a clip of what I did, and they told me it's 15-day ban. This is what you did.
Yikes!
So this time around,
that's not good.
Yeah. So this time around,
so that's different though. That's a couple of weeks. This is you got permanently your account was entirely deleted.
Yeah, so I didn't even know.
And you couldn't have. I saw the message. You couldn't have gotten it back.
Yeah, they didn't notify me or anything. So
that's wild.
Actually, Jess had messaged me and was like, "Why'd you delete your Facebook?" And I'm like, "I didn't." What do you mean? And she was like, "Oh, it's gone. I can't find it or anything. All your comments are gone, everything." So I went to log in on my phone, and it was "Can't log in at this time. Please log in on a computer." And I was like, all right. So I pulled out the laptop and, I hop on there. And it said, basically your account was disabled and it listed steps you could do. If you think this is done in error, you submit a request form. So I went on that and it's submit a photo of your ID, enter your full name, did all that. And as soon as I did it, which is the photo I posted today, it said, your account's been disabled for violating community standards. This is not reversible. This is permanent, not reversible.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
no reasoning.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No reason.
No rhyme or reason.
Email me. I didn't get a photo of anything I did. It's just gone. Those that know me on my personal page, I'm very political. I share a lot of things and give a lot of opinions. I have people from both sides of the aisle. We argue all the time, peacefully and cordially on my feed, and I enjoy that. My dad
said it sounds like a phishing attack.
Yeah, so
a little bit. I mean, maybe, but
yeah. So we'll have to let Tim in a second, but yeah. So I submitted a lawyer from my attorney to the regional Facebook office.
Wow.
Basically, all we said was, please respond with your proof and reasoning of why you did it, because I do pay to have business pages on Facebook. I pay to advertise. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I pay to advertise for this page frequently. So essentially, they're violating the contracts that we had, and they're essentially, affecting me financially.
Mm-hmm.
So they need reason to be able to impact me financially.
I'll let them in.
And they didn't have it. So they never emailed me back, by the way. They just unlocked my page and never told me.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, never told me. Well, Ryan lets in. Tim, we have to let each other in. We do have some stricter COVID protocols. And Tim can't come in yet. He has to clean his hands. So.
Mm-hmm. I have a surprise for you.
He offered it to me or you, and I said, I'll let Tim have it.
I was like, oh crap! I forgot to buy 3.
I was like, Tim's gonna be here for a full show. I'll let him have it.
Yeah, buddy.
Plus, I'm not the biggest fan, but I could have drank it to spite you if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I didn't know the page was unblocked. They never notified me my page was back or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just happened to, actually, I think, I won't name names, but someone that we all know messaged me. I was like, hey, I think maybe your page is back. He popped up. I don't know. And I was like, oh, well, I sent them a letter. I don't know what happened with that. And
nice.
Lo and behold, it was back. Like I said, they never messaged me. I never got a notification like, hey, sorry, we deleted that in error. We know we told you it's not reversible, but you're back. It's just, I'm back. So I don't know.
Just you're back.
So,
hey, you're back. That's
so I'm going to keep my other page. It's kind of been nice not having some of the people that I have on the one I have currently.
Right.
Right now, I have like almost 2,000
Oh,
friends.
hey, guy.
Now I have 500.
Hey, guy.
I've been turning your mic on.
Wow. No, we're just going over,
Yeah, hey,
I was congratulating him for getting his Facebook page back real quick. And we knew you were close. We knew you were pretty close, so we didn't want to.
Voice show.
We didn't want to dive in until we,
Yeah,
we wanted
burn
to wait for
We
you.
always burn the first 5 minutes.
You know what I mean?
I've been cooking this for 3
Well, we got the
long
break
days.
coming, so
Let
Yeah.
it stew and marinate.
Can you hit the break yet,
I
or
can
no?
hit the break, yeah.
Yeah? Let's get it out of the way, and then we're going
now that
full
we have
throttle.
Yeah.
cleared.
We're going to hit
going
the
on-
gas,
Oh, yeah.
and we're going 0 to 60 in like
No.
a half a second,
Like
boys.
Drake said, this is 0 to 100.
0 to 100 real quick. This is
You
going
heard
to be
him.
good, folks.
You heard him. Stick around. 508-222-1320.
We got two open lines, folks.
Yeah, two.
Call us.
Dos amigos.
Do like a Joe Rogan thing. Yeah, dude, it'd be
Just
hilarious.
BS.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Talking podcast plans.
Don't mind us. We're just brainstorming
Podcast
more
plans.
and more.
I'd be
ideas.
sick.
podcast
good
plans.
names.
Yes.
All right, man.
We're in. Okay.
Let's go.
0 to 100.
Let's go.
0 to 100.
Let's go. All
I'm
right.
running the
So,
board. I'm
So
gonna do my
Bills
best.
Chiefs,
So hold on, let me
such
just-
a great game that was.
let me back this up a little bit.
Right? Bills Chiefs, such a great game that was.
Let me just compose myself
you
for
know?
a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, I gotta be ready to run this board here.
Yeah. Real quick on the Bills Chiefs. Yeah. Chiefs dominated. Yeah. Bills outclassed. Yeah. That's about it. Right? Man?
Yeah.
Saw it happening.
Kind of what I expected.
Although I was on a lonely island picking the Chiefs. So, I mean,
I had a lot of
I'll
hope.
take it. I'll take it.
Did I pick the Bills? I think so.
I did.
All three of you.
I just don't like Mahomes.
I know.
That's all right. At least
And it's not.
What do okay.
It's not Mahomes I don't like.
Is it that you don't like Mahomes or you
fiancé.
don't like his
I
fiance?
don't like his fiance and I don't like his brother.
I don't like it.
Like-
I
like,
I like
you know,
Mahomes though.
Talent wise, yes, great. I don't like that the league starting and they all cater to Brady. No. They don't cater to, or never cater to Brady the way that they do Mahomes.
What I'm gonna say is, I think this weekend kind of eclipsed it. Mahomes is probably the most talented quarterback I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like
I'll give you
ever
that.
in the history of the
Yeah,
NFL.
I'll give you that.
It was Rodgers.
I'll give you that.
It was Rodgers in terms of talent. But now after this weekend, nah, fam.
You're gonna be on the hit list.
Nah, fam.
You're gonna be on the hit list.
Mahomes moved way
You're gonna be on the hit list
for what?
for saying what you just said.
So here's a
Rodgers
question.
in terms of passing the football,
Okay, all right.
in terms of throwing the
Okay.
football, most
All right.
talented quarterback
Okay.
we've ever seen in our lifetime. Aaron Rodgers is up there.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
You
a
know,
question.
before Sunday.
How long do you think Mahomes stays to, I would say, about his caliber, a little less, but like
Caliber now. 5
top
years.
tier
5
quarterback?
years. 5
Top
years.
tier.
So do you see him?
24? Is he
you-
24 or 25?
He's 24.
Do you see him ever reaching
Another
like a
10 years.
Brady feat of like attending 10 Super Bowls?
No.
I think that this is like
I don't.
Their
I would
window's
say
very
3 or
small,
4 for
3 to
them.
4 years. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like once you put once you take the players around him out,
There's
I think
gonna
it becomes
there's gonna
real
be a
bad.
couple
Yeah, I mean, there's
of
going to be a defensive collapse.
there's gonna be a couple of years where he's gonna have to. They'll stay competitive. I still think like a 10-6, maybe 9-7, like make the playoffs as a wild card. 11-5.
he reminds me of Michael Vick.
Right? What? No.
Yes. He's gonna come in. He's gonna have a couple of great hot years. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, he's the next best thing." Getting the covers.
I mean,
granted, he's won a Super Bowl.
my thing too is that
But
every year
he's
he's
not gonna
battling.
keep that up.
He's battling an injury every year.
I would say Lamar Jackson would be more comparable to
No, because I
Vic,
feel like he's our no,
not Mahomes. Because Mahomes doesn't run.
no, but like he keeps plays alive with his feet
Right.
for the most part.
Yeah.
So I feel like that the closest thing you can compare him to.
He
Who
could-
else would you compare him to?
Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Yeah.
No. You want to know why?
Style of play?
You want to
Yeah.
know why you can't compare to Aaron Rodgers? I'm going to get to that very shortly.
All right, so we'll dive in right now.
Very shortly, I'm going to get to that.
Right now. Nick, you want to touch on this first? You want to dive in first?
On what?
On the Packers Bucks and Tom Brady and
No, I mean
the storyline. Bucks Chiefs Super
I don't.
Bowl.
At this point
Get right in.
of watching sports, I don't know why anybody would be surprised. I don't want to knock Drew. I know he tries not to be, a homer, but it's like, at some point you got to realize you can't bet against Tom Brady in the postseason. Regular season Tom Brady, yeah, and this team gets better every week. It's a team that was kind of crammed together in the offseason, barely an offseason to prepare and to, work together. I mean, you have the Packers who essentially came out the same team they were. A couple new weapons, but Chiefs, very similar team as they were last year. The Saints, very similar team as they were. So many teams that come out like just ready to go. Obviously, there's tweaks and things here, but it's like personnel-wise, they're very similar teams. You have an almost entirely new team, and they had I guess you could say a rough start. They weren't great out of the gate. They had some rough games, some couple rough losses, and
It's easy to expect that.
yeah,
Right?
But I mean,
no
they
mini
just get
camp,
better every
no
week.
mini camp, no off-season workouts, no voluntary workouts, no training camp, no preseason, and you've been with a team in New England for 20 plus years, and you're going into an entirely new environment, entirely new coaching staff, which is honestly, I hate Bruce Arians. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's a terrible coaching staff.
The whole coaching staff's terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
And-
You know what?
Byron Leftwich.
They're ghosts.
Yeah.
Ghosts. They're all there.
I mean, you
That's face.
heard it in the award ceremony when Bruce Arians said it.
Yep.
Like, this guy's the best we've ever had. Like, he's it's all a credit to him. It's all because of him.
It's like a type of thing where
That's it.
you sit down with someone and things that they say and pick up on you never thought possible, where you're like, this guy is something else. I think that's the kind of moment he had where he is just like, this guy is just something else, next level. I don't know. I feel like what did it for me was when White talked about Brady saying, and he's had stellar postseason.
Devin White.
Devin White, yep. And he said,
I think I know what quote you're going to mention.
Yeah, he got shut down on the Pro Bowl. Was bummed he didn't get in the Pro Bowl. And Brady said, we're all chasing another bowl game here.
Yeah, he was like, who cares about the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
We're all chasing a different bowl, buddy.
A different bowl here.
Get on board.
Yeah,
Let's
get on
go.
board, yeah.
Yep.
So, him coming out and saying that, seeing just how incredible he's been these last couple weeks, just goes to show, the power that Brady has in that locker room, the leadership.
Yep.
Similar to you saw here in New England.
He took the NFL's biggest loser of a franchise in NFL history in terms of losing percentage. Yeah. They have the worst winning percentage in the history of the NFL in terms of a loser franchise. Mm-hmm. He flipped it around in less than a year.
I mean, I would
completely turned the culture.
And what was their record last year? Because last year was
7-9, I think. I think they were 7-9.
Yeah, because for a while they're right on the cusp of.
I'm pretty sure they were 7-9.
The last 2 years, it was this is our year. This is our year.
Mm-hmm. I've said it every year for the last forever.
And it's just like now, it's flipped right around. And obviously Brady got talent around him, but man, it's a leadership thing, right? You can have the best team you want. If you don't have the leadership, it's not there.
Okay, so I'm going to start with 2020. I'm going to go in order. I'm just going to go 6 years real quick. So from 2020 to 2019, all the way down. So 11-5, 7-9, 5-11, 5-11, 9-7, and then 6-10. Before that, they were 2-14, 4-12.
Yikes! So literally.
So if here's a great example for you. They've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Out of, let's see, 76 to 2020 is what? 76 to 2020 is what, 54?
Yeah.
Okay. Out of 54 seasons?
No. 44.
Maybe, yeah. Okay. So, whatever. Out of all the seasons they've been in the league, 12 winning seasons with positive records.
It's insane.
Sounds like 12 is the lucky number out there.
Like I said, biggest loser franchise in NFL history. When you look at it.
It's a testament, man. It's crazy. And I feel like he almost destroyed the Packers franchise with that win. Mm-hmm. It was like you could see it in Rodgers' face.
Packers franchise, Rodgers' legacy, like the whole dude. The Packers had so much to lose in this game, especially being at Lambeau.
Did they though?
So
did they?
What?
Oh yeah.
Did they have so much to lose?
Oh, absolutely.
Or was this just the Packers that we already all know about?
They had a lot. Well, I mean,
let's be real, man.
That's different.
This is the Packers. This is who the Packers are. Outside of that one Super Bowl year in 2010, this is who the Packers are.
So before you go all in, right?
So I just wanted. What is he? Rodgers won? Is it 1-3 or 1-4 now in
NFC Championship games?
Yeah. He's only won once.
The Super Bowl 1-3 or 1-4.
I can tell you in a minute. Hold on. I got those stats too.
Pull it up. While he pulls that up. So here's my thing. And this is a message, and I want everybody to look at me. Because y'all know who you are. I want you Tom Brady haters, disrespecters, I want you to do me a favor. Y'all know who you are. All right? Y'all know who I'm talking to. All right? I want you to take off your hater hat for a second. Okay? And look at this from an unbiased perspective. And look at what Tom Brady has accomplished in 21 seasons of football that we'll never see again. Not just in football, but I think in professional sports. Okay? 21 seasons of football. And nearly half of his career, he's been in a Super Bowl. 10 Super Bowls in 21 seasons. 50% of his career, he is playing for a freaking Super Bowl.
I've got one better for you. Name what season and the last time that Tom Brady played for the season and he wasn't in the playoffs.
The year he was hurt when he tore his ACL.
But I'm saying that he didn't play the whole season.
Right.
Every single year this guy's played,
he's been in the postseason. And he's been to, 15 championship games now. Right?
Max Kellerman. Oh, he's falling off a cliff. How many years ago was that?
Yeah, that was 10 years ago.
No, seriously, how many years was it?
He's
been
10.
What was it?
Max Kellerman said it. He said, ever since I made the cliff comment, he's been to 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
When we won the bowl in, 17?
I think so. Was it the Seahawks? I think it was the Seahawks.
He said it because it was like the statement year. Like they had
when we lost that game.
The revenge. They called it the revenge
City
tour
in like week 4.
Yeah, it was called the revenge tour.
Yeah.
So, the haters, take your hate cap off for a second, okay? Like, see what he's accomplished. See what he did. And he went into Lambeau Field, all right, where Aaron Rodgers has excelled, okay? And he went in there and just deflated the entire franchise. And what he's done to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in terms of changing the culture of that team, of those players, to get them all to buy in. And it's not just the players and personnel, it's the coaches too. Mm-hmm. Ownership. Like, they have that winning mentality now because of Tom Brady. At this point, like, even if he loses in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl, like, it's no sweat off his back. He still made it to 10 Super Bowls. He's still 6-4. That, like, his legacy's already cemented. He's just putting icing on the cake at this point.
One of his losses, he puts up 500-some yards in the Super Bowl.
Right now, you have Brady, you have Michael Jordan, you have Wayne Gretzky, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays of the world. He's up there. If he wins this Super Bowl, he's the greatest professional athlete of all time. Period. He exceeds Jordan and Gretzky in my book if he wins the Super Bowl. Yeah. No doubt in my mind. So take your hater hat off for a second.
And he's not done.
And give the man the respect that he freaking deserves and that he's earned.
And he's not done.
All right? And he's not done. They're talking extension because he wants to play till he's 45.
I was gonna say, it's not even a question of like, could he? No, he's got another contracted year and he's probably gonna extend it.
Like, I have a close friend of mine that respected Brady and respected him, and he's all right. So my buddy's a big, huge Eagles fan, and when the Eagles beat us that year, he's still holding the grudge over that Brady didn't shake hands with Nick Foles after the game.
So many people talk about that.
He's like, I'm like, dude, it's time to get over it. No one cares anymore. All right, it's over with. It's done with. And I'm sure, like, not everything is publicized. I'm sure there's a very likely possibility that Brady reached out to Foles privately and nobody knows about it. Mm-hmm. That is perfectly possible, and that's what I think because we know the class and the respect that Brady has shown throughout 20 years.
It's tough to say like how good he. Have you ever lost a game? Now imagine the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And one that you perform and you throw 500 plus yards.
He threw 505 yards and 4 touchdowns, no picks, okay? And he lost the Super Bowl because Belichick's ego was too big to play Malcolm Butler. Like, I think Belichick lost that Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I think we all
I was
going to
say the fact of arguably like he should be 8 going in.
That's another topic.
He should be going in like 7-2, 8-1.
That's another thing to talk about how Belichick's feeling right now. That's another thing to talk about.
And Tom Brady's dad throwing shade.
I know. I think he's on the hot seat a little bit. I loved it. I
mean, he is.
Loved it. He deserves it.
Seat.
I wouldn't say hot seat in terms of like losing his job or something. No,
definitely not. But I mean, like Kraft banked on Belichick. Obviously, they probably predetermined this year was going to suck, cap space wise. But I mean, now that he has his cap space, if he maximizes and spends all the cap space and still doesn't perform, he'll be on a hot seat, a real hot seat.
Yep.
With that, we're gonna take a break. We got more coming. Phone lines are open 508-222-1320.
After the break, we're gonna hear Tim's prepared, and we're gonna hear him.
He's reading stats and memorizing them now.
He's preparing his script right now, folks.
Oh yeah,
that's what he's doing.
Big time.
All right,
we'll be back. Welcome back. MVP Sports Talk Radio Live, Attleboro, Mass, WARA Studio.
You know what I was thinking on the way here, real quick, before Tim hits it? You know, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, Patriots, like they're like a boy band or like a group, right? Like Tom Brady's like Beyonce when she separated from Destiny's Child. Like Tom Brady's like Beyonce, and then the Patriots and Belichick's like the rest of Destiny's Child. Like
so
no
when's the
career at
reunion
all,
tour?
like dead.
Say,
you know what I mean?
Do a reunion?
Can we get the reunion tour? Like
or like In Sync when Justin Timberlake broke off. Like
No,
Brady's like Justin
what's gonna
Timberlake,
happen?
and then like
They're gonna sign.
Belichick's like Lance
They're
or
gonna
something.
sign Jimmy G to a 5-year deal. Right, 4 years down the road, he's gonna tear his ACL. Brady will be at home just chilling out. Right, like what is he? 40, 46?
Just chilling.
Sounds like a pipe dream.
46.
What?
He's sitting at home in the pool.
46, 47. All right. CBS is going to fire
Here,
Romo.
hold on.
CBS is going to fire Romo because he's
It's 4
just
years
stinks
from
now.
now, so Kraft's aged a bit.
Yep.
Tom, listen.
We need you.
Bill and I need a favor in Foxborough. You come throw the ball for old time's sake. And he's going to say, you know what? I'll do it. It's cold mid-season. He's going to show up to Foxborough mid-year, 46, 47 years old, and they're going to go win a Super Bowl.
Sounds like Brett Favre.
Gray beard. Yep.
That'd be bad. That'd be bad.
Uggs,
Bad.
tight
Uggs.
jeans.
Tight jeans, yeah.
All right, Tim.
He's going to be eating avocado ice cream, walking into Gillette.
Oh, no, dude. Once he retires, you know how much junk food that man's going to eat?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You think so? I don't know.
I don't think so. I
No,
think he'll
his
stick
wife
with it.
probably
He'll
no.
stick with it.
No.
He'll stick with it. Anyway, so
I don't care how healthy you claim to be or whatever. There's no way that you don't crave like cookie dough ice cream or like you don't crave like some greasy
I'm sure he cheats.
food.
He definitely has cheat days every now
He
and
said
then.
he
I'm
doesn't.
sure
He said
really.
a cheat day for him was the avocado ice cream.
Ah,
It was the most disgusting thing I ever heard in my life.
that's crazy.
He was like, "Yeah, I have a cheat now and again. I have some avocado ice cream." Was what he said.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Anyway.
I mean, hey, I ain't gonna argue with the man. It works. Look at him.
Tim, do you have some thoughts about the games this weekend?
I
What
do.
are you thinking,
I
buddy?
do.
Yeah?
I don't have much more to say about the games other than
Bucks Packers, baby.
I told you so.
Yeah.
I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
Especially to the one co-host that we have on the show, which I'm not going to blame him too much because that's his team.
I
right?
did pick I picked the Packers
Right.
to win.
He
For the
picked
record,
the
I
Packers
did.
not as a homer.
Okay,
I picked
so
the Packers because I sincerely thought Aaron Rodgers would
That's
not
fine.
have lost. I didn't,
That's fine.
and he choked.
That's fine. But you doubted the GOAT, so you learned.
That's what
You learned.
No, I didn't doubt him. I didn't doubt Brady at all. I didn't. I doubted that defense.
The
but they-
defense is good. The
they
defense
stepped
is
up.
slept on.
They stepped up.
The defense is slept on. They're young. That's what people need to understand. And there's no, you don't look at them and go, oh, they have an Aaron Donald. Or,
I thought
they have a Jamal Adams, or
You know, Levante David's arguably their biggest
Yeah,
player, and
but
he's not
like-
even big.
Like
he's big, but he's not.
Especially when Brady
And they don't
throws
have,
an interception on 3 consecutive drives in
They don't
the
have-
second half.
they didn't have, what's
at
his
that
name either,
point, I
Winfield?
thought the Packers should have come back
Right.
and should have won the game.
And you're missing one of your key backs, who's now back for the Super Bowl.
Ronald Jones.
No,
Are you talking about Tampa?
Key
Or?
back, Tampa.
Oh, okay.
Was it Winfield?
Winfield
Jr.?
Jr.
Yeah.
He's a safety.
He'll be back for
He'll be back.
for the
Antonio
Bowl.
will be back.
So let me just.
I
get
didn't
that
see
off.
Antonio
So
Brown will be playing. I
I
didn't
think
see
so.
that.
Yeah,
he'll
I think
play.
so.
He'll play. He's
Yeah.
not gonna miss it.
Yeah. So just want to toot my own horn on that. The storyline of Brady goes on back to home, wins the Super Bowl, is still on. Okay, little fairy tale book that I was told that it wasn't going to happen is still pretty much more than likely to happen because I still think that Tampa Bay is going to win this game. But I want to talk Aaron Rodgers, and I want to pull this thing out of the oven because it's been bubbling and it's hot and it's ready to go. And to some who immediately hear what I'm about to say, you're going to say that's a hot take. He's probably just looking for attention. But I'm going to hit you with some cold, hard facts right in the mouth. Take away the one Super Bowl that he ever won. Okay, which is fine. Let's look at the other quarterbacks who have won
Take it away.
one Super Bowl.
Take Rodgers'
Nick
Super Bowl
Foles,
away. Yeah, okay.
Joe Flacco. Okay, people like that, right? Do we put them up in the greatest conversation because of their, one Super Bowl win? No. The reason why we talk about Aaron Rodgers is because of his regular season play. That's the bottom line. Because in the playoffs, this guy sucks in the playoffs. Sucks. He's 1-4 in the conference game. Okay, so
1-4.
One
Okay.
win, 4 losses. Okay.
Conference championship game, folks.
Yes, in the conference. Exactly. Okay.
He's
When
1-4.
1-4.
I
When
told you. I thought
he's
he was
down,
That's crazy.
when he's
I didn't know
down,
he's been to 5 of them.
when he's down at the half, 1-8
in the playoffs.
in the playoffs. 1-8.
When he's down at the half, okay.
Yep.
He can't play from behind.
No.
Is what it sounds like.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So, on top of that,
So he's
get back to my thing here.
he's a modern day Peyton Manning.
So let's go back to the 1-4. Let's talk about that for a minute, right? So there's guys like Donovan McNabb, who are also 1-4. Okay. The only real difference between Donovan McNabb and Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers has more crappier commercials than Donovan McNabb does at this point in the playoffs. Okay, we can talk about that. And he probably should get rid of State Farm and probably get on Allstate because he would have been protected from mayhem like this.
Isn't that farmers though?
No, it's Allstate.
Farmers, we are farmers. Bump it up.
That's all they have.
Bum, 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 bum.
No, it's Allstate.
Oh yeah, the guy that does
You could be
the
protected from mayhem like this.
the guy that
From
does the
mayhem.
mayhem. Yeah.
So wait, so I'll get back to this.
That was
okay?
good. That was good.
So regular season
You're
Aaron
thinking
Rodgers.
of farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Yeah.
That too.
That's it.
I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. I know Aaron Rodgers sucking.
That's Brady to Rodgers.
So Aaron Rodgers in the regular season, okay, he's 126, 63 and 1. Okay, pretty good, right? Pretty good. His playoff record is 11-9. Okay, so he's a whisker above 500. Okay, and that's probably Drew pulling up.
who
to
do we
defend
got?
His boy, right?
John.
Okay, perfect. So before we pull him on, let me just finish
I
this
got
take.
him on.
okay?
John, we're gonna hold you, and I will bring you on in a second.
So Roger Staubach, he won 11 playoff games in his career. Okay, do we all sit there and say he's a GOAT? He's one of the better quarterbacks, right? To ever play. We'll give him that, right?
Yep.
Okay. By the way, he has more rings than Rodgers does.
Okay.
So again, going back to the Super Bowl quarterbacks, you have people like Nick Foles, Jim McMahon, Joe Flacco, Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer. All these guys have the same amount of rings as Aaron Rodgers does. Okay, and we sit here and we worship the ground, some of us more than others, that Aaron Rodgers walks on. And we sit there and go, oh, he's a great quarterback. I'm sorry, but when it comes down to the time to win games, and Matt LaFleur, or LaFleur, whatever his name is, prove to us how much of a winner that he thinks that Aaron Rodgers really is. 4:33 left in that game. Okay, they were what, the 8-yard line?
4:33 left.
With 4:33 left in the game, when they were driving.
Was it?
I have
Are you
right
talking
here.
about the last drive of the game?
Talking about the field
So
goal.
here we go. So 4:33 left. Okay, they're on the Packers 8-yard line. I'm sorry, down 8 with 4:33 left. They started the drive. It was with 2:22 left to play. 3 incompletions later. One of those we saw and we screamed about it. Why wouldn't you run that ball? Wide open right side of the field.
It was
wide
second and goal and third and
open.
goal. Second and goal and third
Yeah.
and goal. He easily. You
could have
look at
walked
the
in.
angle.
So instead,
Worst case scenario, he gets tackled and he's
Yeah.
down at like the 1 or 2 yard
Correct.
line, and it's 4th and goal
Correct.
from the 1 or 2,
Correct.
and they go for it.
so people sit there and they go, well, Tom Brady wouldn't run it. I think Tom Brady, when the money's on the line,
Tom Brady
and the
can't
playoffs
run
are
it.
right, but when the playoffs are on the line, Tom tries to
He
make
will
that play.
gazelle run that thing in.
He tries to make that play.
That's
okay.
Okay.
Back to my original hot take
Okay.
here. Okay.
Yeah.
So after the 3 incompletions with 2:22 left on the clock, the coach comes out and says, "You know what? You're so great. We're gonna kick a field goal rather than one letting you go for it, and we're gonna give the ball back to Tom Brady, and we're gonna let our defense try to bail us out of this to give you another chance. Not we're gonna let you control the destiny. We're gonna let the defense control the destiny." So he respected the Packers defense more than he respected the offense, which is led by who? Aaron Rodgers. Okay? Now, just lost it. Hold on, let me get back to it. So if we want to put Rodgers in the all-time top 3, right?
Top 3?
Yep. So
All-time?
most people right now, or we'll even say just this season, right? You want to put him in the top 3, top 5, whatever. Here was your quarterback all-time as a number 1 seed, okay? NFC Championship, game away, okay? And you choose to take the ball out of his hands. You didn't, you know what I mean? You the hand wasn't forced. This wasn't a turnover. You took the ball out of his hands and no, we're going to kick the field goal. Okay? So,
Which I do think it should be almost equal blame here. Rodgers for not getting it
Right.
done, obviously, on first, second, and third down on the 8-yard line, running it and stuff. But I think LaFleur should get as much criticism as Rodgers is getting for his decision not to go for it.
100%.
Absolutely.
But Aaron Rodgers, allowed
There
that
was
team
no
to be
there was
in
no
that
reason
situation.
to kick the field goal there. There's no legitimate
No.
reason to kick a field goal.
No,
there.
other than the
There's
fact
none.
that he didn't think that they were going to score, and he decided
Worst
to take
case,
the points and take his.
no matter what, you're going to have to stop the Bucks anyway. No matter what, even if you don't make it. So, like, I've never understood the point of why he kicked that field goal. I'll never understand it. But anyway.
So I had to,
Sorry,
I
John. We know you're waiting.
Yeah, yeah.
Tim's
So
been
I'm gonna
loading
close
up
this up
since Sunday for
I'm going to
this.
close this up, okay? Because I had this written down. So this is how I put this down, word for word. And so it's another aborted Super Bowl run for Rodgers and the Pack. A player who will get you all the regular season miracles you can handle, but isn't much fun to watch when it comes to the playoffs. Unless, of course, you have the money on the Packers' opponent money line. That's it. Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs does not show up. You bet the house against Aaron Rodgers every single time when it comes to the playoffs. You can take him in the regular season, but my God, don't touch him in the playoffs because it's horrible. Don't believe me? Go look at his records all the way down. Multiple division losses. Actually, I think he's maybe got the wild card wins. But when it comes to the division, 4 out of those losses, he loses the first round he's in.
Granted, it's not all on Rodgers. I don't think it's all on
No,
Rodgers
but you
in
want
the
to sit there.
playoffs.
But you want to sit there and say Brady and all these other guys. Look, they've won those games.
Right.
You know what I mean? They've won.
That's the deciding factor.
So we're going to sit here and say that Rodgers is great and
You
how
can
he
give
should have
me
all
Aaron
this
Rodgers
recognition.
stats all day long.
Yeah.
Stats we all know do not tell the entire story.
No.
We all know this.
No.
Okay? His stats on Sunday were phenomenal.
What are you going to be judged on?
He had a great game.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers statistically
so let me ask you a
had a
serious
great
question.
game.
The Super Bowl where Brady played against the Eagles, great game statistically.
Yes.
Why doesn't anyone ever remember that?
Because he lost.
Because they lost.
Because he lost.
No one will remember Rodgers if he does not get the wins. Bottom line.
With that, John, you were on the air.
It's all good, brother.
What you got for us?
Here's why there's the greatness tag put on to Aaron Rodgers. With the exception of 3 years of his career, he's had no running game. They haven't drafted a wide receiver since, Javon Walker?
Devontae Adams.
No, I'm saying first rounder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, Javon Walker, that's God knows when. I think he collects Social Security now. Defensively, you're really not bringing anywhere in there. And here's where Brady becomes more important than Rodgers for everything else. Tom Brady went to Tampa. Granted, Tampa had 2 wide receivers, not much else to speak about, right? Everybody he recruited, they went out and got. Right? You have Aaron Rodgers trying to get people out to Green Bay. Ain't nobody going to Green Bay. You have Russell Wilson out in Seattle trying to recruit everybody Tom Brady's trying to get, right? Who does you end up with? Josh Gordon.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when you have a team that people don't want to play for, it's real hard to string it together. If you look at that Packer team on paper every year, they do better than they really should on paper when you look at the talent level that they have and who they're competing against, because that NFC North is usually stacked. Every year it's supposed to be somebody else besides the Packers.
I don't know if I'd go that far, saying the NFC North is stacked.
I don't know about that. Detroit hasn't been good in
Chicago.
years.
The teams and who is on those teams. Is it so much that they're underperforming, like Stephon Diggs, like 2 years back in Minnesota? How is that team not like an 11-5?
Yeah,
team?
Minnesota and Detroit are probably 2 of the most underperforming teams talent-wise.
I'd give you Minnesota. I still think that Detroit's a far.
Even Detroit, you had
far
Stafford and Megatron.
I'd call it.
I'd call it. That's all you had, though.
From any team in the NFC North, where do you think the Packers come up if you're just looking at who they have on the team?
Well, number 1.
You think the Packers are the best team in that division?
On paper, yes.
Top to bottom?
I think you put him in Minnesota and he tears it up.
If you put him in Minnesota?
Yep.
Why do you think that? What do they have that the Pack doesn't right now that you think? Besides Justin Jefferson.
Buying into winning with him instead of drafting his replacement or defensive help after you give up, 55-something points?
You put Aaron Rodgers in that offense with Dalvin Cook and Jefferson and Thielen. And Kyle Rudolph is a little bit underperforming tight end, but he could I mean, we've seen what Aaron Rodgers can do with no-name tight ends. But
But let me ask you a question.
But Minnesota,
what did they do with Rodgers when they originally drafted him?
Minnesota doesn't have a defense, though. That's their problem.
But my thing is, too, this isn't like – I don't know why people are surprised by this, by them drafting a quarterback. Because they did the same thing with Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm. That's what they do.
They saw the decline, which – if you look at it, Aaron Rodgers has gone from his QB rating of 107 to 101 down to the 90s up until this season. The last 3 years, he's in the 90s.
When Jordan Love was drafted, that's when Aaron Rodgers started taking off again.
Yeah.
It lit a fire on his butt.
So I wouldn't say that, that was a terrible – I mean, at the time, you question it. I don't think – we talked about this when I was coming back from D.C. in the car. Do we think that this was to motivate Rodgers? I think it was, which is a smart play on them. But I wouldn't sit there.
Also, they're not going to be able to pick up the tab for Rodgers again unless he gives them a huge discount.
Not to mention, Jordan Love has been inactive for the past 7 or 8 games.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny. Like
As
I
the
said,
third quarterback.
like 3 weeks ago, I think it was, maybe now. I brought up the fact that we're talking about Rodgers at the time going into playoffs and having a pretty good season when beginning of last season. We're talking about, or beginning of this season, rather, we're talking about Rodgers maybe not coming back, maybe coming to New England.
I don't want him here.
I don't see him going to New England.
I'm talking about prior to the start of the season. No one thought he was going to stay there. There was trade rumors, and is Rodgers going to leave Green Bay? And I mean, obviously things worked out, and he performed the season, and made it to the NFC game. But it's just crazy. I don't know. I don't think that upper office respects him enough, and I think it shows on the field. I think
New England's going to have a real hard time in free agency.
They are, and that was my only contrast to your point was a lot of it's in the players too, and the leaders. 90% of the people that came to New England came for Brady. They're going to struggle to find people now, and it's the same reason why Green Bay struggles, and the same reason why Seattle struggles.
They'll struggle to find somebody unless they trade for a bona fide, proven quarterback.
Yeah, they got to get a proven.
That's the only way they're going to get any type of receiving help, any type of defensive help.
I think you may get like a Teddy Bridgewater if Matt Stafford goes to Carolina. I don't think you're getting anybody straight in free agency. I think Tom Brady is poisoning the team to prospective free agents, especially at the quarterback position.
You've got Gronk and Brady, both pretty much on the same page, saying how and then you've got multiple reports from other players too. There's no fun, or he's having fun again, and things like this. So players aren't. I mean, unless they see something where it's like, I can go to New England and I can get a ring, guaranteed. They're not going to sit there and go and play 4 miserable
games. Part of your issue, too, what's really going to hurt is if Edelman leaves this year and he does go to Tampa, it's really going to slaughter them.
I can't see them bringing back Edelman.
Yeah. It's going to slaughter them because it's just going to reinforce that there's an issue in the organization.
What you do about it, you can't pay Edelman money as if he's a great wide receiver when he's not. The wide receiver core in New England is terrible.
I mean, they're going to do a swap and get Godwin.
If they were on a priority list for COVID, they'd be all the way at the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy, but I mean, there's also talks of Jared Goff hitting the trade market.
Yeah.
It seems like they might be going after Stafford now.
Get Aaron Rodgers into LA.
Edelman is still under contract for another season.
Right.
Yeah, it's an NFL
but
contract.
We can get rid of him and release him with a dead cap hit of $7.16 million.
See, so I can't see them taking a dead cap hit of 7.6 without getting anything
We'll
back
keep
for
him.
him.
We'll keep him.
Yeah, they'll either keep them
not going anywhere
or they'll trade him.
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, now you're talking about Stafford and Rodgers are in the talks of getting traded to LA. It's crazy.
I think they both are our new teams next year, and I think both of them want to be with Indy. And whoever loses out in Indy may end up with the Rams, may end up with Carolina. Maybe the Redskins make a move, but I really, really, really don't see New England being able to be a mover and a shaker and I don't even think they have the pieces to give up to Texas for Deshaun Watson. They want to unload him,
they do,
but they can't because of that contract.
I think Detroit's going to end up with Watson. They're going to trade. They're going to get a first round for Stafford, and then they're going to give up their other first round.
I can see Watson going.
They're going to dump 2 first rounds for Watson.
I can really see Watson
because
going to Miami.
Right now they're projected to take.
They flip to it and probably a first rounder, and
Yeah,
get
they
Watson
probably,
back.
and I'm pretty sure they have the money on
Wouldn't
money
that
to pay
do-
it,
oh,
too,
God.
So that's the
Think about
Wouldn't that
it.
be
It's a
something?
Brian Flores. You know what I mean? It's his guy. I mean,
It's at the top of
Then
his
you
list
get-
for a reason.
Then you get Deshaun Watson and Josh Allen in your division now.
yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah,
Oh boy.
no. I can see Cam Newton going to Washington to fill that role.
as an offensive coordinator.
No, as quarterback. Listen, Ron
Oh, no, he's done
Ron Rivera was always high about him. And I think before this season happened, and I think Ron knew too, that there wasn't going to be a way that he could come in and kind of, learn the system and things like that. I don't see them making any trades for any big time quarterbacks. I just don't see it.
The problem is you have so much money to spend. So what do you do with all the money? You just sit on it. I mean,
You can't
Who,
save
the
it for
Patriots?
next year.
yeah.
No, they'll restructure contracts. They'll backload guys. I mean, they'll spend the money. You know what I mean? They're not going to sit on it either way.
Throw up the line.
If anything, what he'll do is he'll take on older contracts people want to get rid of,
So-
and he'll acquire picks with it.
Based on what we've seen in the past 20 years from Bill Belichick, how big do you think his ego is?
Right now,
No,
Or just in general?
Like him personally, what do you think he feels like his ego's like? Like he's
On
a pretty
par with
ego-driven
Brady.
coach, right?
oh yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah,
So, what do you think he's thinking right now and planning right now when he's got his ex-quarterback of 20 plus years in the Super Bowl with a brand new team in year one, right? He has no excuse right now.
no, he's gonna get back
There's
to the playoffs.
there's none,
Yeah.
right? He
Although
has.
Tampa was a pretty good team last year. What did they get?
If
8
we
wins?
all sincerely think that Belichick is so ego driven and he will literally sit his best corner in a Super Bowl just to prove a point and lose a Super Bowl to prove a point, this offseason is going to be the busiest offseason for him in his career.
I think that hurts the offseason because what does that tell you? You don't care about the team; you care about you.
Because he has, so right now he has, him and the Patriots have no excuse for making no moves like they did last offseason.
No, right, but
There's
what I'm
no
saying
excuse.
is
with
it
the
goes
amount
back
of
to what I'm
salary
coming
cap available that they have,
Right.
and then you factor in everything else that's happened with Brady. Like, there is no excuse for the Patriots to stand pat and not try and make moves.
It's called the New York Knicks excuse.
Right.
You've got all the money, but you can't spend it because nobody wants to come there.
Right.
And you kind of just took the
New-
nail into the final.
New
coffin by saying
England,
what you said.
New England is still a good destination because of the coaching staff.
But the problem is if
What's
you don't
good
have
about it?
fun, if you don't have
What's good
fun,
about
like everyone says, and it comes off like a miserable environment, and then you're out here sitting players to further push your image and your ego rather than worrying about getting the team to win.
Right.
That tells everyone what they need to know, that it's not about them coming here; it's about Bill Belichick.
I mean, I think your worst thing that could happen in New England's Brady going to the Super Bowl. You see it all the time.
Yep.
Now, how many articles you see is, was it always Brady, never Belichick, and
Now what's Bill gonna
this
do?
and this, and
Now
so
what's he
now
gonna
it's
do?
a matter of players thinking, oh well, you know what? Maybe I don't want to go there because if it was Brady all the time, I'm gonna go, and we're gonna be maybe batting 500, and I'm gonna hate the entire season.
You can't say it was all one or the other because
No, I mean I'm a firm believer in 50-50. I mean it's just time and
Is that
place
Drew?
and
I think-
build
I think
and.
Is that
I think
Drew on the
more
other
than
line?
50 going to Belichick's side because Brady went to the Super Bowl with a team that was primed to go with a quarterback last year that threw for over 5,000 yards, but he was colorblind and kept throwing picks to the wrong team. Brady gets them 4 more wins.
With that team,
and then you
yeah,
look at Bill Belichick on paper.
I maybe
that
even
team
more than
was-
4 thinking back.
See, what people don't understand, man, Jameis Winston still threw a lot of touchdowns. The biggest problem
Oh
with
yeah,
that team,
Jameis Winston was
the biggest problem with that team was the turnovers.
But
They
that's
couldn't
what
stay
happens-
ahead of games.
I
That's
mean,
what the
he
problem
threw.
is.
He was a 30-30
Yeah,
guy.
30-30.
He threw. Yeah, he threw 30 touchdowns, 30
But what
picks.
I'm saying is it's not like Tom Brady came into a team that was 2-14 the year before, and they were struggling and things like that. Like this team was still explosive last year, right? Like Mike Evans was one of the higher performers. O.J. Howard still had a decent season.
Yeah, I mean, you only
Godwin
had,
still had
talent.
Godwin still performed.
Godwin had a career year last year.
Like all these guys, like you know what I mean. Like the defense wasn't as good, but they weren't as bad. Like you still had JPP, you still had Vita Vea, you still had
the defense was on the field all game because Jameis Winston kept
right,
giving the ball back.
right, exactly. So it's not like that. Brady came in and took the team from the bottom to the top. Like, he still came into a pretty good squad.
The NFC South is worst to first almost every year.
Right.
Whoever finishes last will win the division the next year.
Right.
It's almost like a gentleman's agreement that they all have with one another.
Right.
I don't know.
And then you look
The
at what
Saints have
Patriots
won
did
that
this
division,
year.
I think, for the past 3 or 4 years, though, like consecutively.
At the beginning of the season, if you
but
said,
like, what he's saying, like, when you're
England won
last,
6
you
games.
come up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at the Falcons, right? They came up, went to the top, now they're down at the bottom again. They'll probably be up there next year or the year after. Carolina was up. They dropped down. I get what he's saying.
Well, we got another caller, don't we?
We got another call, but I got breaks to roll, so we got a whole little
Snap.
jish going on.
Okay, you roll with that break. Appreciate the time. You have a great night.
Hey,
Absolutely.
John,
Hey,
thanks for
John.
calling in. Pleasure as always. Always love your takes.
Well, let's see who the caller is first. And do that. Before we hit the break? No?
Let's see if it's caller.
No?
Caller, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Alrighty, we are going to run our break, and we will get to you. Hang around. We apologize. Crazy
Don't
night.
worry.
But
No, I know these guys are my boys. Don't worry about it. I'll see you in a minute.
sounds good.
Thanks,
Appreciate
buddy.
it.
And we'll
With
be
that,
right
we're hitting
back,
that break.
folks.
Stick around. 508-222-1320. We have another line open now, so don't go anywhere.
Who do we have? Who is it? I don't know.
Welcome back. Rolled a little extra breaks out of the way.
Yeah.
Got one more coming up shortly, but we'll push that back a little bit. And on that note, caller, you're on the air.
Second caller of the
What
night.
you got for us?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
What's happening?
This is Jeff Thomas, a.k.a. JT. Ryan Gollinger, what up, Jeff?
Jeff Thomas. Dude, when did your accent get so damn thick, man?
What are you talking about?
Your Boston accent's
Sounds
like
Ben-
extra thick, man.
Is that Ben Affleck?
Like
No.
thick with 3 C's guy.
It must be the radio.
Must be the radio.
How you guys doing, all right?
We're
We're
good,
doing,
man.
yeah,
How
we're
you been,
doing,
Jeff?
yeah.
How you been,
Good.
man?
How about them Sixers this year, dude? I know you love the Sixers. How about them Sixers? You love them?
Sorry.
Ryan doesn't believe in the Boston Celtics this year, so might as well be
Yeah,
a Sixers
no
fan.
kidding. Well, he's from Tennessee. Who
Another
cares?
season of mediocrity for the Celtics,
Here we
guys.
go.
No, I understand. That's not why I'm calling, though.
I mean,
No, no,
it's
it's
definitely a stale organization, but let's get your take.
I'm
Let's
still a
get it.
Celtics fan, but I just...
Hold on, wait. Hold on.
That's all.
Yeah, let's get your take.
What
What
about
we
man
got?
some respect?
Who? Oh, Jeff?
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Me and JT go way back, though.
Would you zip it?
Go.
You talk too much.
So what do you guys think about AB coming back this Sunday? So now Brady's going to have Evans, AB, Chris Godwin, Gronk, Bray, Fournette, and Jones. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Yikes.
I feel like you
Yikes.
better get in touch with whoever makes the Super Bowl rings. Let them know. Get them Buccaneers rhinestones put to the side and the little logos and start working on them.
Yeah, I don't know. They got a challenge
deal.
to beat
Yep.
that New England ring.
Yep.
It's a big
And
deal.
then while you're at it, you might as well contact the city of Boston. All right, see if you can get a couple of them duck boats, get them shipped
All right.
down there to Tampa Bay, and let them drive them around the city.
Mm-hmm.
Because after all, this is the Tampa Bay Patriots.
But no, being all serious, I mean, yeah,
Wait.
that's a challenge for any
Who's
defense.
Who's the Buccaneers tight end?
Which one?
Who?
Which one?
Well, I mean,
Gronk?
Brady.
Brate's been.
Wait, Gronk plays for the Bucks?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's been kind of invisible for
Oh,
the
did you-
past.
Okay,
like,
hold
8
on a
weeks.
minute.
Did you
Hold
see
on
the
a
clutch
minute.
play that he had
Hold on
last
a
week?
minute.
You just sit down and
Gronk-
shut up. Let the boys talk.
First off, Gronk is the best blocking tight end
Yes.
of
So
almost
that's-
all time.
So okay, all right. I should reiterate. I should
if you
elaborate.
No,
I should elaborate.
Hold on.
I should elaborate.
You need to go back and look at how
No,
many of the
I'm
best
not-
defensive ends in the NFL currently he has.
I'm not
made
disputing that.
irrelevant.
He's he's an extra tackle
That's
on the field. He's
that
not a
is-
vertical threat
That
anymore.
is the key component that Brady
think-
mostly left because of.
Yep, and
because
I
they
think
just didn't take
Gronk
the time to
coming
take care of.
back has
That's right.
significantly helped that pass protection.
Of course it has.
Significantly.
Oh, 100%.
Because they bring him in as an extra blocker.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
essentially
that's
what
what
he
he
is.
is.
That's it.
And then you have him blocking.
I thought
And you have
I expected
Brate
him.
rolling out.
I expected him to be more of a vertical threat.
No.
That's
No,
all.
it's not
No.
like they didn't bring
No.
him there for that. They know he's made of glass and he's gonna shatter if he hits the turf. He's there for a sixth offensive lineman, and you have instead of now you have a athletic tight end that you do not have to contain on the line anymore. So you put Gronk up there.
Can you
pay
imagine?
him a little less.
Can you
he
imagine
blocks
if
and breaks.
O.J. Howard was healthy?
Dude, the team would be ridiculous.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I think I'd rather have Bray over Howard.
I don't know.
Bray,
Brady's got good hands.
he's got great hands, great year out of him so far.
Forgetting about who O.J. Howard actually is. though.
No, I know, but I think
Yeah.
the tight end duo works well because you have Gronk blocking and you have Brate rolling out, and it's a lot for any defensive scheme
I
to
think
cover.
I think a Super Bowl like the last Super Bowl Gronk played in, he actually showed up and got some touchdowns. I think this year he's gonna do the same thing.
He's driven, man.
I mean, he shows up when he needs
he's
to.
driven.
He was big against the Rams.
Yeah, but he's
He
driven
showed
now.
up last week. He had that 30-40 yard grab.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they had-
And I mean,
they
it's
had a
just
third down
and
conversion.
it's not like much, but it's like when you need him, he's there, right? So the Rams Super Bowl, it was like we need you here, and just all like the third down conversion, you need it, you got to have it. What does he do?
Right.
He goes out and he gets it. It's just
I'll let you
little
guys go
things.
before I hang up. What do you guys just take to the Super Bowl? I want scores, and who do you think is going to win from each one of you?
Scores is tough. Let's see. I'm thinking.
That's tough. I was going to wait till next week to do that, but we can do it now.
Well, let's talk about it now.
That's fine. We'll do it now. I'll do it now.
Thanks, Ryan.
I'll do it now. For you, Jeff, I'll do it for you.
I'm thinking.
Okay. So I was on the fence until
Yeah.
Kansas City starting left tackle Eric Fisher is out with a torn Achilles now. Mm-hmm. So that kind of deflates the entire offensive line, which has already had issues all season long. And that pass
Right.
rush for the Tampa is going to be hungry on Sunday.
27,
Hungry.
27-21.
I like that.
Tampa Bay.
I was thinking a little higher. I'm thinking 30, 31.
I might go
27.
up. I might go
Tampa.
up, but right now I'm saying 21,
31-27 Tampa.
Okay.
I think going to be pretty strong in the red zone. I'm not discrediting Mahomes, but I think red zone will be tough. A couple field goals they're going to rely on. But I don't see how that Tampa back covers all the threats. I mean, the Chiefs back covers all those threats. I just don't see it. There's just too much talent, too much power.
I tell you one thing. This game
crazy.
can get really out of hand if Gronk actually gets involved in the passing game.
Imagine.
Because if you
That's
can't
what I'm
double
saying.
team Gronk with a safety over the top, he's going to eat the backers alive.
So last week,
And he could. And
But then the problem is if you double Gronk, then you have to go single coverage on Mike Evans or single coverage on Godwin. Or if they come out, if I'm the Bucs, I'm coming out in the spread.
yeah,
I'm playing spread the
Yeah.
whole game.
I'm with you.
and
I don't even care about the back.
arguably,
Guard my best 5 receivers.
Not even that. Like Fournette is a problem.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Fournette has been
I would
running the
come
ball
out
ambitious.
so well.
That is pure
You
ambition.
guys
I'd
have
come
heard
out-
of Antonio Brown, right? You guys have heard of him?
yeah, but I would come out,
He's
spread it out, empty back, put Gronk on the line as a 6 blocker.
Spread him out.
No, but put him on the line. Let these guys play man coverage, and then just have Gronk just chip off.
Yeah, delay fade.
See you later.
Love it.
Good old
Goodbye.
delay fade.
Gronk there. You get Evans, Godwin, Scotty Miller, Antonio Brown. Bro,
Dude,
done.
unreal.
Done.
Unreal.
I think that's the worst part is you talk about the
you
team
saw it
and
in the
it's like,
Green
oh,
Bay
yeah,
game.
Antonio
You
Brown.
saw it in the Green Bay game. They attacked that corner Kevin Knight
Yeah,
all game long.
yeah.
On the
Right.
at the end of the first half
I'm
with
telling
that
you.
Scotty Miller touchdown,
I
which was
gotta-
a dime, by the way.
There's not
That
too
was
many
great
Super Bowls
catch.
I've ever sat there and been like, you know what, I'm confident about this.
Yeah,
I'm confident about the Bucks.
I am too.
Me
I am too.
Me too.
So that
Right.
offensive line for Kansas City being so depleted, I mean, you give the edge to Kansas City in terms of coaching. Absolutely,
Yeah.
definitely give them the coaching edge.
Yeah.
Offensively, very neck and neck. The weapons on Tampa Bay though are better than the weapons that Kansas City has. But Mahomes right now, like
Ridiculous.
Mahomes
He
better
is
than
ridiculous.
Brady.
I can't even
Right.
argue.
But
I get pissed that guy on freaking
Can we talk
Madden.
about real quick too? This is a redemption bowl. I mean, you got Bell on the Chiefs and you got Brown on
yeah,
Tampa. It's
Le'Veon.
like,
How's the Steelers feel
hey,
right
Mike
now,
Tomlin,
too?
how you feeling, dude?
Yeah.
Both
I know,
you,
So-
right?
both your like in parentheses like your derelict guys that you wanted to get rid of so bad. Big burdens are thriving.
Yep.
One of them's getting
I took the Packers last week because I didn't think Rodgers would lose in Lambeau. I also did not. I thought Brady was going to have a good game anyway.
That's never happened before.
Brady wasn't going to lose the game, right? I thought Brady was still going to have a solid game, but yeah, I'm done doing that. I'm done.
Hey, guys, one last thing. Hey, one last thing before I hang up. Let you guys talk, obviously. Guys, they're playing in Tampa.
Correct.
So
I'm nuts with that.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be 35-27 Tampa, and then it's going to be like the Rams Super Bowl. They're going to kick a field goal with like two and a half minutes left. Final score is going to be 38-27 Tampa.
I like it. All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to let you guys go. Pleasure talking to you.
I
You guys
appreciate
do
you calling.
Thanks for calling, Jeff. We'll be on next week too, buddy.
awesome. Sounds good. I'll call you guys then.
Take care,
Good,
man.
everybody. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah, man, I'm big on.
That's my gut.
I'm
I'm
high.
prediction right
I
now.
love the home factor, man. That's exciting.
It's different.
So exciting. But I don't know. It's crazy. That team's phenomenal. It's like you think about the power they have, the talent they have, and you're like, oh yeah, but they got Antonio Brown. Oh yeah, they got never ends. That is gonna be a big problem for that defense.
No doubt.
I don't know how they're gonna manage
doubt.
that. And I would put money saying that Gronk does have a standout game. That they just saved him till now.
Granted,
Babied them and saved them until now.
Granted, like Kansas City's defense is very underlooked. I think.
Yeah, but
Kansas,
I think
they're
here's the thing.
underrated.
They're good when they play man.
They're good. Yeah,
They can't play man this game.
they're a solid D. They are.
They got to play zone. And we don't know-
Tyrann Mathieu is an absolute killer, absolute stud.
but true or false, when teams play zone against Tom Brady, we know what happens.
Yeah, it picks them apart. Yeah,
Not to mention, like,
them
you look
apart.
at the last time they met, it was like, all right, so here's a good example. Green Bay, right? They get 38-10, stomped out, right? Tampa gets stomped out. The last time they faced the Chiefs was a close game. It was not a blowout by any means. And that was an early season Tampa.
It wasn't early season.
They've gotten 10 times better.
Kansas City was ahead in that game, the entire game.
Yeah.
And they kind of controlled the game.
Yeah, they controlled the tempo.
These two teams are entirely different than when they played in the
I don't think
season.
Kansas City's that much
really
different.
are.
I don't think they've gotten much different all year. I think Tampa's gotten substantially
Kansas
better.
City is consistent. They're consistent.
Yeah, consistent. But they're now playing a Tampa team that's 4 times better.
That's hot.
4 times better.
They believe.
They're
all
young.
bought
You got
in.
a young defense that is fully bought into everything that Brady's
I'll
been
tell you what,
down
I think
throat.
we've got a lock of the week in the Super Bowl. +3 for Tampa right now. +145.
So hold on. I want to give a little bit of an update here. So the Super Bowl jersey matchup has been decided.
Isn't it white and pewter?
Oh, it has.
You have your Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a white
pewter.
away jersey with the pewter pants.
Just like last week.
And you will have the
Can't deviate
Kansas
from
City
that.
Chiefs wearing the red. I don't know if this is red on red or just going to be red. I'm
red on
guessing it'll be
white.
red on white. It just says, "Oh, we'll wear their red pants." It doesn't say anything about pants.
Okay.
Sorry, the red jersey doesn't say anything about pants.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, which is what I think
Tampa's-
we all expected.
Tampa's worn the whites all playoff, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't deviate from that. Mm-hmm. Kind of like New England wearing the whites in the Super
I
Bowl.
love the white.
Yeah.
I love that pewter. I wanted them
But-
to come out in all pewter.
I do want to let you in on a little secret that's well known.
Oh, yeah?
The white jersey.
Is it a secret if it's well known, though?
Well, true. The white jersey has the advantage against the home color jersey in the Super Bowl. So
And that speaks to Brady, too,
that's
right?
something to kind
For
of
all you mojo superstitious people out there,
Yes.
including myself. Yeah. I think we all hit it on the horn here, guys. I think we're all feeling Tampa.
Yeah, we'll see what Drew gets. Drew should be calling in soon.
Even if
I'm
okay,
curious to see what. There's no way in my mind Drew bets against Tampa.
even if
I don't
Tampa
know,
loses, even if Tampa loses this game, it's not a big deal. It's really not. Tampa has nothing to lose in this game.
Yeah,
They
I mean
don't.
your argument is like,
Brady has nothing to lose in this game. Really,
nothing.
he really doesn't.
I wouldn't say it's a scratch, but it's not a gouge.
Even if he loses,
yeah,
he's
you're
still
like,
the greatest of
he
all
lost
time.
another Super Bowl. He's 6-4. He's lost more Super Bowls than 90% of the NFL have been to. So there's that.
But out of those 10 Super Bowls and those 3 Super Bowl losses he's been to, he hasn't lost those games. He hasn't been the reason why they've lost those games.
Yeah, I mean, you should have beat Giants. You had the helmet catch.
this is some good little juice.
Juice? The juice?
Tom Brady almost changed Bucks jersey number 12 to number 7. Wow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because Godwin was 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he also almost didn't care about 12. He wanted to wear 7 for the 7th Super Bowl because that was the goal.
What a stud.
That is awesome.
Wow.
And that was leaked through TMZ. So it says,
What a
Lich,
boss. Oh, my sister.
So Jason Lich
That's
noted that
another
Brady
thing.
switching to number 7 would have represented his pursuit of a seventh Super Bowl ring.
What do you change it to 8 the next year?
After we talked and we knew that this was going to happen, I said, hey, there's one other thing. It's a small thing, but maybe a big thing. We have a number 12 on our team, and he's pretty good. Wide receiver Chris Godwin. What are you thinking about that? Brady responded, oh, he's a great player. I'm not going to take his number. Know what number I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of taking maybe number 7 if that's available.
Damn.
I said, yeah, I think that is. Why number 7? He goes, going after that 7th Super Bowl.
There you go.
That's spoken like a true GOAT.
So from TB12 to TB7.
Speaking of,
Spoken like a true
I need you to look
winner.
because my nephew predicted the Super Bowl. Bucks Chiefs.
Yeah.
The guy that does the hockey horns.
Yep.
I need you to keep an eye out for any Patrick Kane or Alex Ovechkin merchandise.
Okay.
That was his request, right, Kelsey? Kelsey's on. My sister's on.
For like autograph stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my little soon-to-be step-nephew or nephew-in-law, I guess? Or no, is it? Yeah, nephew-in-law. Yeah, my future nephew-in-law.
Your future family member.
Yeah, he's 5.
Okay.
I told him on the show with Nick
3 weeks ago?
weeks ago that if he predicted the 2 teams that would make the Super Bowl, I would buy a piece of memorabilia for him of anything he wants.
What does he want?
He wants either Patrick Kane or Ovechkin.
But what kind of like pieces?
Anything,
Does he want?
whatever.
Does he want a jersey? Does he want a puck? Does he want a stick?
So like you find something, and then I'll send my sister the option so she can show him, and
Okay.
we'll pick that, right?
Yeah, we'll get
Nephew-in-law, right? Technically speaking, Kelsey, right?
So your nephew.
Nephew. Yeah, my nephew.
Got it.
Just my nephew. My
Heard.
Just saying nephew's
Fifth.
a lot easier.
My fifth nephew. I'm doomed if I have kids. I'm doomed. I'm having girls. I'm having all girls.
No, you're not.
I'm doomed.
No, you don't want all kids.
Don't put that juju on yourself.
Well, I feel like if I say it, like I'll jinx myself and actually get a boy. That's my
That's the
thought
goal, but I
process here.
don't. That doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I tell myself I'm going to lose at the casino all the time, and I still lose.
Not
But-
in law.
What do we
Sixth,
got?
1, 2,
We got
3,
another break coming.
4. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Sixth. Sorry.
So I've
The
got
other nephew
this
I haven't met yet.
wild,
You know, that's another story.
wild idea.
Oh yeah.
Would we rule out?
What's the wild idea?
Would we rule out
Uh-huh.
Dak Prescott to the New England Patriots?
Ooh.
I think he's
Yes.
too much money.
Why would you rule it out?
Too much.
Why do you think it's too much?
Because he wants 40
Okay.
a year. Because if you're gonna give Dak 40 a year,
So hear me out.
why not trade for Watson?
So hear me out. So this is where I'm gonna kind of make some sense here.
Because Watson's better than Dak.
Okay. So what if you say to Dak? Because I'm not too sure. One, he wants to go back to the Cowboys, and two, I don't think that the Cowboys.
You're trying.
Really,
You're gonna give
just so,
him.
but
you're
hear me
gonna
out.
you're gonna pay him for 1 or 2 years,
So-
like 70, 80.
So we'll
call it
say
a day.
We'll say that the Cowboys, for an example, go and get Stafford, right? And now they don't need Dak Prescott, right? So what if Bill calls up Dak, right? Hey man, you know what? I know you didn't play last year because you got hurt. I'll tell you what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a 1-year contract, 2nd-year player option. I'm going to pay you $25 million. Come build your name again. Earn yourself a bigger contract.
He's already built his name though.
No, but hold on.
Like
But-
after
But for the contract that he wants, he's not going to get that. We know that.
yeah, he will.
He's not going to get $40 million.
You know
for
why?
anybody. Who's going to pay him $40 million?
You know why?
Who?
You know why
Who?
he's gonna get that money?
Tell me.
Because of the Cowboys' performance when he got hurt, and the
But
way,
it's not
and
gonna be from the
how
Cowboys.
terrible that offense looked.
But it's not going to be from the Cowboys.
Like that.
So
I thought
okay, so-
Zeke. I
so
thought
what teams-
Zeke carried
what
that
teams-
team. I was wrong.
What teams have the cap room
I was wrong.
other than New England? What are the teams?
Well, New England has the 4th highest cap amount to spend. So
Right.
look at the other teams.
So
that
not
are
only
above
that, you
them.
have to look at situations where he'd want to go to.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, it's got to be a team, right? So without getting rid of a pick,
The
because
Jets.
So we'll
The
call
Jets
it
could be an
but
option.
They don't. They're not like that. Doesn't give him the exposure, right? The exposure.
New York.
No, because
you
they
mean?
don't play primetime games like the Pats do.
If Dak goes to the Jets
and on
and the
top of
Jets
that-
make other
on top of
signings
that,
on top of
Who
that,
do
why
the
not?
Jets have? Who do the Jets have?
Why not?
Who do the Jets have? At least the Patriots, when they get everyone back, they're gonna have a solid defense. They were still 7 and
Only the
9.
Jets
without a
have-
quarterback.
The Jets have a decent
Deshaun's
good.
probably going to the Jets. That's where he wants
I don't
to
think
go.
so.
The
I think
Jet-
Deshaun's going to Miami.
The Jets have a decent young wide receiving core in
Yeah,
there.
that's it. They don't have
You
any
know?
defense,
Their O lines, their defense, is
and their
the
O
biggest
line's
problem.
terrible.
Yeah,
New England supposedly has one of the best O lines. You can go play there.
all I'm
He'll
I'm
be
not saying it
protected.
will happen. I'm saying I could see it happening. But Dak is probably getting 35 to 40 a year
No, not after that injury.
in terms of average annual.
No, it would be a small contract, prove it, show that you can handle it type deal.
I don't know. If he signs with New England, sure.
I think if he signs
that's how they
anywhere,
do it.
I don't see anyone giving him $40 million. I don't see that right off the rip.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like there's
after
some teams that would pick up on 40 if they could.
Dallas would do it. Dallas would do it.
I don't think Dallas wants him back.
I think they do.
I really don't.
After what
I
happened,
feel like if they didn't, they would have already been in panic mode trying to find a quarterback.
I
They're not in any of these quarterback
Yeah, but
talks.
I think Jerry
for
Jones.
all-
Jerry Jones is going to swallow his pride here.
For all we know, he could go in. You know what I mean? They can go and draft somebody. We don't know.
I feel like they would have been involved in some of these quarterback
This
talks.
free
You
agent-
also have to look at too. Like Jerry Jones going to look at it as, okay, are we a playoff team right now? Can we make it to the playoffs, etc. And if they can't, they're not just going to pay him just to pay him. They're going to try to build.
Depending
They'll
on
find
what
another-
happens.
Yeah,
they'll
it's-
find another quarterback.
not just
and they'll
him.
try to find help.
Whichever
pick do they
team
have?
signs Dak, they're not just going to sign
What
Dak.
pick do they have?
Who?
I
The
don't know.
Cowboys?
It's in the top 10.
8.
I mean, they might get Fields if depending on what happens in free
No.
agency. You sign Dak 2 years, train up Fields.
No.
It depends on what happens in free
If
agency.
they take a quarterback, Dak's gone. If they keep Dak, they're not going to take a quarterback because if they're gonna get
No.
Dak, they're gonna get him a weapon. They're gonna or either they're gonna try to get him protection. They're not gonna draft another quarterback after signing him back.
All right. Jags, Jets, Dolphins, Falcons, Bengals, Eagles, Lions, Panthers, Broncos, Cowboys.
Is this
10.
This is in order?
10, yeah.
Okay, so he's got
Cowboys
10.
have 10.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Cowboys have 10.
So hold on, go through that order slow. Let me just comprehend this.
So
we can all say Trevor Lawrence.
if you were to pick any as a free agent, if you're to pick any team that you want to play for with the best situation, Miami's might be number one. Like they might be up there.
Not to mention, if they unload Tua, they're gonna get another first round.
Right.
They could pick up Deshaun and still
Unless
have. They
they-
could pick up
Unless
Deshaun
they
and still have a
unless
first.
they package Tua.
And give
for
a first.
Watson.
But no matter what, they're gonna come out with a first round and
Oh, they
a
could.
top tier.
So
Miami,
as of right
Miami
now-
could make that trade happen right now by giving Houston their pick back and giving them Tua for Deshaun.
I can see that.
And then they'll probably give them like another second rounder or something like that. But they could easily swing that.
So pretty much across the board, we all agree Trevor Lawrence is going to be number one.
Yes.
Okay. Zach Wilson to the Jets, number 2.
The quarterback?
Quarterback from BYU.
No.
Yep. So this is the latest mock draft. I'm just kind of
From who?
This is on CBS.
For who? Like who wrote the article and who did the mock draft? Like what's his name?
We're just going to go through this. So
Because I like Daniel Jeremiah and
so 3 they have Micah Parsons, the linebacker from Penn State, going to Miami. With the
That's
left
interesting.
tackle from Oregon going to the Falcons at 4. Rashawn Slater, the Northwestern O-lineman, going to 5, which obviously they need to get help for Joe Burrow.
yeah, they do.
Kyle Pitts, number 6, going to the
top
Eagles.
10?
Yep.
They have Pitts going top
Yep.
10.
Number 6 to the Eagles.
Wow.
Yep. And so
Wait, whoa.
But that's
whoa,
probably
whoa.
because
That doesn't make sense.
Why?
Because they have Ertz and Goddard.
Ertz is gone.
Well, Ertz is gone, but they still have Goddard.
Yeah, but
So why
they've
bring
always
in
been
Pitts?
a 2 tight end team though.
They need a what receiver?
They've always ran a 2 tight end team. Always. And they could probably trade. I don't know. Is Pitt? I mean, is
not-
Ertz up?
No.
Or is his contract
During the
contract?
Super Bowl, it was just Ertz.
No, it was Goddard too.
He
Goddard
didn't
crossed
have-
a touchdown. He got a touchdown.
Did he?
Yes,
Are you sure?
I'm positive. No, wait. Was it Trey Burton? Hold on.
Are you sure?
Might have been Trey Burton.
Hang on. What was it? Was that Super Bowl?
Trey Burton was involved in the Philly special play. I remember that because he was on the through the ball.
Was it 2018?
All right, look that up. I'm gonna roll this break.
Yeah, roll
Let me
it.
get the break
Roll
out
it,
of the way.
roll it.
Stick around. 508 222 1320. Don't go anywhere. Oh, yeah, we're back. And I believe, let me do a little of this.
So-
And I believe Drew is on the air.
so
Drew, is that
before
you,
you-
sir?
Hey, what's
So-
going
There we
on?
are.
So before Drew gets into it, I was eating dinner the other day, right? I was opening up a pack of football cards. I got an Aaron Rodgers rookie card. I choked on my dinner.
Wow. It would have been hard to swallow if it was any other card, but Aaron Rodgers. I mean, damn, that's pretty hard. That's pretty hard right there.
Yeah, it made me choke.
I gotta have to drop the call in a couple minutes, guys. I'll call you right back.
Oh, okay, go for it. Oh, he's got to drop the call. Oh, okay. He'll be back. I
He was
guess
too embarrassed.
he's too embarrassed. That was a good one, right? That was good.
He said,
Good way
raggedy
to good way to enter into it. I think he was mad. Was he mad? Oh God! If he was mad, he'll message the chat, right? Something like that.
He'll say, whoa, not cool.
Was that a low blow? No, it wasn't. No.
I don't think
he'll be fine.
I don't think
He'll
it
be
was
fine.
low enough.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I don't think it was low enough.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So what were we talking about? We were talking about what? Free agency, draft, stuff
We're
like that.
talking
right?
about Fat Lives
Draft.
Matter, man. Open up these damn buffets.
Fat lives matter.
That's what we were saying.
Jeez,
That's
Christ.
true.
Oh boy, big boys, big boy lives.
Yeah.
I need a hot tub and a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I need.
That's been my
Yeah.
mood for a week now, or 2 weeks.
Yeah. So going.
All
So
about that.
like, let's go on back. What is it? So we were Nick kind of joined in on that conversation this week. Was it Monday or was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday night when I got into the conversation, and then you chimed in on Monday. I think.
Try what convo?
The one on that I posted the Tom Brady meme. Buddy thinks he got.
Oh,
carried.
yeah.
Did I mean, do we think Tom Brady got carried by his offense?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's
That man was out of his element. That man was out of his element. I hit him with some facts.
That's
gave-
almost as ridiculous as saying that the Packers were going to win with
so
Aaron Rodgers.
they gave credit to the Tampa Bay's defense and Tom Brady paying off the refs and what
Sounds
else?
like a bunch of sore losers to me, man.
I don't know. He brought up stats like Roger. Like I said before, Rodgers had a great game. I think he was like 30 of 43, something like that. I'm gonna pull up the game right now. I'm gonna do it. I'm pretty sure he was like 30 of 43 for like 350, 3 touchdowns and that pick.
Just trying to figure out what I want for dinner, man.
Yo, me too.
What
I'm starving.
Well, I'm grabbing something. I'm like, oh, I'm
What are you
trying to figure
grabbing?
out what items I want.
What are you
Don't want
grabbing?
a
Where you
buffalo
going?
tender dinner. Don't want a steak
Where you going?
bomb.
Where are you
Eli's.
going? Where are you going?
Eli's?
Eli's?
Don't want a buff tender dinner. Don't want a steak bomb.
Box score. Here we go.
She's doing the cheeseburger club. Do I get a cheeseburger club? I'm very picky on my clubs.
Oh, 33 of 48, 3 touchdowns a pick for 346 yards. 101.6 rating, not bad. No run game to speak of. Valdez Scantling had a decent game. Like, he had a good game, statistically. Brady's 3 picks kind of ruined his stat line, but 20 of 36, 280. I mean, that's not a terrible... His first half was stellar. Brady had a stellar first half, for sure.
I believe Drew is that you call
You
him
back? He's back.
This is the guy that likes the Packers calling to eat some crow.
Hold on, let's get our winning division
was
on. Hold on a
great.
second.
That was
Hey,
great.
Tom, can you come here for a minute? Someone wants to talk to you. It's
That
a
was
loser
great.
on line 1.
I hate that you like the Packers because I did want them to win just for your sake.
Hey, Drew.
I didn't pick them to win, but I wanted them to win
Drew,
for your sake.
Tom said that he'll call you back. He's busy polishing up his 6 rings and getting ready for his 7th. Sorry.
Awesome. Getting that 7th one side. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, once a year I decided to bet on my boys, and Matt LaFleur let me down, man.
It came back to bite you in the ass, buddy.
It came to bite me hard.
That, right?
You've got the league MVP, just awarded the MVP, and you're 4th down and 7
Was he?
at the goal line. I
It's the
mean, how
regular
do you
season
not
MVP.
how do you not let that guy try to get the ball in the end zone? I mean, you're down by 8
a field goal doesn't really get you there, and you want to give the ball back to the GOAT? I mean, come on, Matt LaFleur. You got to be better than that. That's a Mike McCarthy move.
All right,
That's a
Drew.
Mike McCarthy move.
Hey, I'm gonna perfect wording because Tim said that verbatim at his house.
Yep.
When LaFleur did that, he said that's a Mike McCarthy move right there.
Yep.
So
I got a crazy trade rumor. Actually, I don't know if they would do it, but could you just imagine if Stafford goes wherever he goes and the Lions say, hey, we want Rodgers, give us Rodgers. He comes back and smokes them for the next 3 years.
Yikes.
Oh, my God. Now, what a great story that would be.
Yikes.
What a crazy monster friggin' that would be.
So,
Holy crap.
Drew, I'm going to ask you a question, and then after you answer my question, as a Packer fan, I want you to give me your in-depth analysis and your emotions and feelings about the game, okay? You ready? Ready?
Yeah, man.
All right.
I'm ready.
Question. So, on that final drive, what we were just talking about there with LaFleur, so how much blame do you put on LaFleur for not going for it and the play calling, and how much blame do you give Rodgers for not punching it in the end zone on 2nd and 3rd and goal when he had a clear running lane to at least make it to the 1 or 2 yard line, right?
Yeah.
You know, like where is your blame there? Like, do you think, did Rodgers choke more, or did LaFleur blow the game with his play calling and his game management?
You know, I think Rodgers is trying to force the ball in there, and I gotta put some of the blame on him, right? So
he threw it in the double coverage on 1st and goal and 3rd and goal.
Yeah, 3rd and goal. You're throwing it into. You're trying to get it to Devontae. There's 2 men on him, and you're throwing across your body back to the middle of the field. I mean, you can't be an MVP and make that kind of a play. You got to just tuck the ball and run. You're 7 yards. That's 20 feet, 21 feet away from the end zone. Like, just go get it. You can fall down and get 3 yards.
Exactly.
I mean, Davis, like, you got to do something better than that, Aaron. So I definitely put some of the blame there. But at the same time, like, 4th down, you can't be looking at it like, oh, I have all my timeouts and the 2-minute warning, so let's try to go out there and play defense. I mean, granted, they did force Brady to throw 3 picks, and, yeah, I mean, maybe the defense goes out there and gets the ball back, but this is Tom Brady you're talking about. It's not like you're giving the ball back to Ryan Tannehill or Derek Carr or, any of those bums, Carson Wentz. I mean, it's Tom Brady. It's not James Winston on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, so he threw 3 consecutive interceptions on 3 straight drives. That first interception was definitely on Brady. That second one, it was 3rd and 12, and he tried a deep bomb, I think, to Godwin, where he overthrew him. But they were backed up on their 40 anyway, so they went down. I think he was down at like the 22 or the 23 yard line. I forget when I read it. But it was essentially a punt, right? And then that 3rd pick was in the red zone off of Mike Evans' hands. Now, it was a little the throw was a little bit high and definitely off target. Like Brady was definitely off his accuracy in the second half. I think we can all agree with that. But when it hits Evans, like, all right, I think we all agree if your receiver hits your hands, you got to catch it, right? That's
Especially when you're that caliber.
Any receiver will reiterate that, whether it's overthrown or not, which it was. It hit his hands. He's got to catch it, right? Evans catches those balls probably 7 out of 10, 7, 8 out of 10
Yeah, I mean,
times.
honestly, if you consider yourself a top-tier receiver, you need to catch balls like that because that's how you beat a formidable defense.
This is where I put the blame on Rodgers. 3 consecutive interceptions and only 7 points off of those 3 turnovers. That's it.
Can't do it, man. Can't do it.
When he threw those 3 straight interceptions, I thought the Packers would have taken the lead and won the game.
I thought
that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh God, Brady's going off the deep end here.
None of us thought that they were going to hold that lead the rate they were going with the picks.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I mean, if you look at my Twitter feed, the comment that I made is, hey, if you win the turnover battle against the GOAT, you got to win that game.
Yep.
And they won the turnover battle, man. They made him turn the ball over more times than they did.
3-2. Yep, 3-2.
You got to win that game if that's the case. So that's when I go back to Matt LaFleur and I go, what the heck are you doing, Matt LaFleur? You've got the MVP. You've got one of the best talents on offense, and you don't even try on 4th down? Because here's the way I look at it. Okay, so you kick the 3. Now you're still going to come back and score a touchdown to win the game. Hello? All right, you got 2 minutes left. Great. So if you go for it on 4th down, and let's say you get stopped right where you are, all right, well, now Tom Brady's got the ball with 2 minutes left, and you've got all your timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they've got to go 93 yards. And look, I'm not saying Tom can't do that, but I think you give your defense a lot better chance to get the ball back at that point than you do by just saying, oh, let's kick the 3, completely take the air out of the sails of your offense and your captain and your leader of the team, Aaron Rodgers, and then, all right, let's just give the ball back to Tommy Brady. He's just going to do what he does, which is win games. And he's always done that. So, you know what, man? I'm over it. Well, I'm on to the next season. Hopefully they learn from the mistake. Hopefully, LaFleur's a young coach, and he learns from the mistake, because that's the biggest thing that I've always said. Anytime that you have an opportunity like that, and you don't come out on the right side of it, you have to learn from that mistake, right? So hopefully he learns from that opportunity and he doesn't pull that same baloney in the future. I don't know why he got caught up or whatever it was. I mean, after the game, I listened to the press conference and he was talking about, we had all 3 of our timeouts and the 2-minute warning, so essentially 4 timeouts and blah blah blah. All that logic is hooey. I don't know who taught him that. Like, it's ridiculous. So hopefully he learns from that and they can move on. Because I think overall, the guy is a solid coach. 2 13-3 seasons back to back takes him to the NFC Championship game. I think that's a pretty strong coach, but you can't make those kind of mistakes, man. You just can't do it. Not against a guy like Tom Brady. Not in the NFC Championship game. So I'm up to the next season, and you know what? I think I said to you guys on our private chat, like, hey, you know what? Now I get to root for Brady. I get to root for Brady now.
True that.
I'm going to complain about that. Hopefully he gets number 7, and then he rides off into the sunset. Or maybe he comes back and does it again. I mean, who knows? This guy, he could play at least 50. We don't know.
So, Drew, let me ask you
with that offensive line, he really could play till late 40s.
Side note, Drew, you missed out. Jeff Thomas called in earlier. You missed out. Our boy Jeff. Yeah, buddy.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah, buddy. What's up, Timmy?
So, give me the starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers in the 2021-2022 season.
Too early to decide that. I don't think that the Packers know right now. I don't think Aaron Rodgers knows if he truly wants to come back to that team. Obviously, 3 years left on his contract. So if he decides that, you know what, I don't like what's going on here, I like the way that you took the ball out of my hands, I think he's going to have to do a lot of thinking. If I had to put my money on it right now, I would say Aaron Rodgers is back as the quarterback next year.
Well, I wouldn't do that because you know what happens when you put your money on the Packers.
That's what I'm saying. Too early to decide right now. So, look, I mean, they got a kid in Jordan Love that they drafted very high. They moved up to get. Obviously, they thrown a lot of them. I haven't really seen a lot of what his development looks like and where he would be at. But if you're stepping down from Aaron Rodgers at any point in time, it feels like a step back at the quarterback position. Unless you're replacing him with Tom Brady. So, having said that, I hope it's Aaron Rodgers again next year. But the wheels are always turning in the NFL. I think you're going to probably see 10 to 15 quarterbacks move around in the offseason, and that's just on the low end. It might be closer to 20.
They were saying it could be the first time in NFL history that 3 first-round quarterbacks get moved in the same year. Now that Jared Goff is on the trade talks, it could make for the first time.
I'm telling you what, man. In our lifetimes, this is probably the most intriguing offseason that we've ever had to look forward to in terms of what the possibilities and what could possibly happen. It's insane what's going on. In terms of the amount of quarterbacks that want to be traded or get out of their current situations. Aaron Rodgers being in limbo after what happened on Sunday.
You know what I think part of the problem is, not to cut you off, is part of it feels like it's almost like Brady's the problem. And in a good way, it's like I think a lot of these quarterbacks are like, this dude is at his 10th Super Bowl, and I'm sitting here in Houston, and they're doing the same thing they do every single year, regardless of who comes in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Deshaun Watson had to look and say, I don't want to end up like J.J. Watt. Ride or die for this franchise and get nothing out of it. So you cause a scene, you get out of there.
Put out a couple tweets,
and I'm starting to think that
it only takes a couple tweets.
And I'm starting to think Rodgers is doing the same thing. Rumors came out today that he was going to demand more money. So maybe he wants them to force him out the door, because I don't think Rodgers is a quitter. I don't think he's the type to be like, get rid of me, pull it. You know what I mean? But you ask for more money and you force their hand to get rid of you, it seems like a formidable deal.
Yep.
Make himself look good on the way. Hey, I tried. They didn't want me.
The mantra of the NFL of shut up and play is now done. It's over.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore. I mean, in the way that Houston franchise has treated him, and I mean, even their late owner who said like, "Oh, that's sometimes it's like a prison, and I have to run the inmates or something."
Yeah, so you definitely got some issues with some
that definitely
Southern.
rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
You definitely got some issues with the Southern owner, but a part of it is, I feel
mean, he's no longer
here.
here,
A lot of it is getting into Deshaun's head. The way he's emulating, like, these are my teams. I don't care what they do. I'm gone. This, like, they could very well just let you sit there and rot. Sit for 3 years. Show up for practice and games or get docked pay. Mm-hmm. He acts like they have to trade him. They don't. Yeah, they could very well decide to blow the next 3 seasons and pay this chump a ton of money for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Very well could, just to spite him. I don't think they will because obviously they want to win. Who doesn't want to win?
Right.
But like, I do vibe with the.
Like, what do
like,
you do?
I get like the shut up and play.
What do you do as a franchise when your star quarterback doesn't want to be there? Like that's your back's against the wall there.
And he even said that if they hired Eric B, that he still wouldn't stick around. I mean, he just wants out. But him saying like these are the teams I want to go to. I don't know.
The only thing that'll keep Deshaun Watson in Houston is if they figure out a way to get Dabo Swinney out of Clemson and into the NFL. That's the only way he stays, which isn't going to happen. But that's the only way he stays in Houston is if they bring in Dabo Swinney. That's the only way he stays. That's it. And that's not going to happen. So Dabo Swinney has it made in Clemson. So he's not leaving that situation.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. So that's their only saving grace, in my opinion. But it is what it is. It is nuts.
Exciting.
It's going to be a really. It's going to give us a lot to talk about in what's supposed to be a dead period of sports for us.
Usually it's a tough time.
It's a very tough time from like March to like June, like July, August. Like once football kicks up again. I mean, we got hockey and basketball going on, but I mean, it's the regular season, so it's not like.
That was crazy too. Not to cut you off. And it's totally irrelevant to what we're talking about, but it is NFL.
Yeah.
It boggled me, like, you see the thing coming out with Kraft, and, like, they're going to destroy that video. But I was thinking, I'm like, this has been going on for so long, and it's so, like, irrelevant of a story now.
Yeah.
When we first started, before we brought on Drew, before we brought on you, like, the first couple of weeks, I mean, Tim and I touched on that for a while.
The Kraft story?
And it was just, it's funny, like, that has been going on for the entirety of this show.
Like
that
behind
whole
the scenes,
situation.
now.
Yeah, very low key, and it's played out exactly as I thought it would. That money would prevail. You get the video thrown out. They don't have evidence. You win.
Exactly.
I said it would happen since the first day we touched on it. But it was just crazy, and I just wanted to point it out because I'm like, that's so crazy that the entirety of that entire situation is the life of our show so far. It's weird.
That's crazy.
Kind of just crazy to think, well, it's been dragging on. You forgot all about it, but
yeah,
wow.
Go ahead, Drew.
Unbelievable. I'm just saying, it is pretty nuts to think about how long that's carried on for.
Yeah, man.
The old rubby-dub-dub.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Hey, what are you going to do? So, is it too early for football predictions for
We did, so because Jeff asked us our predictions for the Super Bowl, and we gave them to him. So, I mean, if you want to go and make a prediction right now, go for it, and we can go over them again next week for our Super Bowl show.
Yeah, I mean, right now I feel like I'm leaning towards Tommy Brady, man. I mean, it's kind of hard not to. I just watched him walk into Lambeau and do what he did to my Packers. It's pretty tough to not think that they'll find a way to overcome the Chiefs and put up a win,
That's another thing, man. Like, let's not... That's another thing about Brady, man, especially this playoffs. Like, give the Washington game a wash, right? Like, they didn't play well in Washington on the road. Like, I get that. Like, that's a much inferior team. But you go into a place like New Orleans and you whip the crap out of them, and then you go into Lambeau and you beat them, like, in back-to-back weeks. That says something, man.
Two powerhouses back-to-back.
That says something. Like, regardless of how Drew Brees looked and how hurt he was, like, New Orleans is a solid team.
Yeah, I mean,
up and down that roster.
They played strong in the entirety of the year.
and that defense is formidable too. And Brady ripped them apart.
Yep.
Like in New Orleans, this is all on the road.
And everyone had talked about that.
They're a 5 seed. It's not like they're a division
and
winner.
the same as Green Bay. They talked
Or
about
had
that
home
blowout
field.
win. The same with Green Bay. They talked about the blowout win. You know, Brady got blown out by them. You know, Brady got blown out by the Pack. Like, those were the talks coming into it. And I think now it's crazier, too, because you saw the performance last week. He's adding Antonio Brown, someone clearly he's comfortable with. He scouted the guy for a reason. He's looked pretty good with him all year. Just a go-to guy that's going to show up when he needs him to show up. I think they're saving Gronk for this game. I think Gronk's going to have a great game. And you're adding Winfield back in safety, and you're only adding.
What might be a nice prop,
as Kansas City gets a loss at left tackle.
What might be a nice prop bet? Antonio Brown leads the team in receiving in the Super Bowl. That'd be a nice prop.
That's only risky if he's going to come in slightly still injured. But I just can't see him sitting out the game. I feel like he could play injured, get a couple receptions when needed.
You know what would be
But I feel like more of this is like I cannot miss this Super Bowl.
What would be a nice for us to prop bet on is the MVP of the Super Bowl before it starts.
I feel like they got to give it to Brady. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we put a few bucks on Brady.
You
right?
probably got to put a lot. He's got to be heavy favorite. I mean, how could you not?
Him and
how could you not pick him when your head coach said he's the coach?
Right.
How can you not pick that guy?
Well, that even if the Bucks win, but I mean, you still have
the problem is you got so much talent.
Decent odds, like if Godwin goes off that game or something like that, or Evans has like 2 or 3 touchdowns. But I mean, Evans doesn't get but like 3 to 4 or 5 catches, maybe at most a game. Like
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm going to roll this quick break. Drew, obviously stick around. Coming up on the final 10 minutes. Final countdown. It's the final countdown. With that, we'll be back. Stick around. 508-222-1320. 10 minutes left.
Jackie Romanicki.
MVP Sports Talk Radio live, Attleboro, Mass, WARA Studios. The final 7 minutes left. We got Drew on the phone.
Receding hairlines and hat hair is the worst.
What are we doing for grubs?
That's why I'm. Yeah.
What are you?
That's
talk
between
about
you guys,
food.
because I already got mine ordered.
You son of a. Wow, without us?
I'm picking up food and bringing it home to my girl.
Yeah, thanks,
And me.
bro.
Yeah, we're talking about starting.
That's getting segment
We're-
1 too.
Yeah, we're starting this the boys are talking podcast, and you're like violating
I'm
bro
episode
code
1.
here by going with your girl instead of staying with
I'm
the
not
bros.
going nowhere. I'm just bringing it home.
Ah,
He's
boy,
called bro code.
it is bro code.
No, he's called the bro.
I feel like there's definitely a ton
I'm
of
down
bro
with that.
code
Yeah,
podcasts.
There probably is, yeah. Or the playbook. You ever watch How I Met Your
I
Mother?
don't know. I really like that name. I'm like hooked on it now.
What? Let the boys talk.
Yeah.
Oh, to fill you in, Drew, we've been discussing off air of a explicit podcast that us boys can start.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. We'll talk numbers, off the air.
Yeah, we'll talk
All right.
contract
We'll
negotiations.
talk contract and ideas off the air.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So, okay, we got what? 5 minutes? 5 minutes.
What you got? Final countdown.
Give me a prediction real quick, Drew, before I hit on a quick topic before we have to go. Give me a score
All right.
prediction.
I feel like it's going to be a Tom Brady win. Let's go with 27-24 Bucks.
That's kind of low. That's a little low scoring. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that Bucks defense put some pressure on Mahomes. Maybe Mahomes doesn't have his best game. Get that left tackle not doing so well. Maybe that's a problem. You got Winfield coming back, playing some D. Maybe help shut down those long balls to Hartman and to Tyreek. So let's go that route. I don't feel like it's going to be super high scoring, but, a 27-24, 51 total points, that sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
See, I
Yeah.
think you were. What
Oh,
were
don't
you
sleep.
at?
Sammy
What were you
Watkins is coming back too. I forgot about that. He was out.
at? I don't know how much of a difference maker that is.
It adds a weapon.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. I feel like he only takes away from another guy, Carbon.
Yeah.
I was just saying.
Robinson maybe. Yeah.
Means that Mecole Hartman gets less balls, and you want that guy to get the ball.
Yeah, the problem with that team is like every receiver they have is the same
All speed.
Cookie cutout.
It's all speed.
cookie cutter.
Speed,
Like
speed, speed.
that you get.
Hey man, watch me
It's all
play on the
speed.
field.
That's the
Woo,
Tampa
woo.
Bay difference, where it's like we have Gronk, we have Brait, who's a more like quick tight end. You got Tony Brown. You just gotta. This is a dynamic class.
So we got a few minutes left.
What you got?
All
What's
right.
this last?
Can we not overlook the fact that I'm probably the only person on planet Earth that picked Poirier to win that fight on Saturday night, boys?
But were
Did
you-
I not predict it?
But were you confident in the pick, or did you like the
Yes,
bet?
because I dropped 50 on it.
Solo.
Yeah. No, not solo. So I took Chandler and Poirier
And then you took the
over 2.5. I was one round away from turning $50 into $1,100.
Yeah, that sucks.
I mean,
One round away.
technically, I think you got to the 2.5 point, but they only give you the win if you go to 3 rounds. So
No. So it was ended in the middle of the second round.
yeah.
So we
It
won
was
a half
2.5. So they had to at least finish 2 rounds. So if it literally happened a round later at 2:32, I would
He got
have
the
won.
knockout at 1.5.
I
You
would've
needed
won.
it after 2.5.
Correct. And
I
Connor,
didn't see that fight going.
Connor
over 2.5
won that
as the
first
whole,
round.
But,
I think Connor won that first round.
Oh,
Even with
10-9.
Even with Poirier taking him down,
He won
Connor
10-9.
landed more shots.
10-9.
In that second round, Connor had Poirier against the fence, and Poirier did some sort of reversal in the clinch to put Connor against the fence, and that's when he started landing. And that's when Connor went down. Now, I was saying from the beginning, like, Connor's wasn't his normal self leading up to this fight. Like, he was quiet, didn't chirp, a lot of respect
Usually
between the
the
two of them.
quiet aspect is good for him, though.
Like,
It was-
especially, I watched the entire post-fight interview. I watched the press conference afterwards, too. Like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Connor's hunger is there anymore like it used to be. He just...
I don't know.
Either he feels like he's cemented his legacy the way he wants already, and the desire just isn't there anymore, or... I mean, he's got more important things in his life with his family and his
I think
and his kids
I
and
think
his
he
third
just
kid
knows
coming
he
along.
got in at the right time.
Like I don't know. I just don't think the hunger's there.
I think
I
he
really
knows.
don't.
I think he knows he got in at the right time, and he's not gonna ever be competitive enough for the guys that are there.
Yeah, I mean
That is a loaded
He's not
division.
competitive.
He probably, if anything, has to get out of the division. It's just loaded.
It is loaded.
Where
would he go?
Who in the top 5?
If he drops down to featherweight, he's seeing Holloway, and those featherweights.
He's got a better shot there.
I mean, and Holloway's the
think
best
he's worried
boxer in the
about
game
Holloway.
right now.
It's just, he's not gonna ever compete. He's never gonna beat Gaethje. He's never gonna beat Khabib. He, formidable against
Like, because if
Poirier.
you
But
look
Poirier's
at
his best bout. Ferguson will probably beat him as
If
much
you-
as I hate Ferguson.
if you look
It's
at
just
it,
a dynamic
if you look at it,
weight class.
Connor wants that title back, right? That's his ultimate goal.
Yeah, I mean
He's
got
at
the money.
least 2 wins away from at least a shot. He still has to win 2 more fights to get that title shot.
And it's tough fights to
Because
win.
he was the fourth. He was ranked 4th in the lightweight division before the Poirier fight. Now he's going to drop down to probably 6 or 7. Chandler's going to jump ahead of him, right? So his next fight is either against Poirier again or Nate Diaz. Those are his 2.
Nate Diaz.
I think it's Nate too,
Yeah, I mean they'll probably regurgitate that.
and he's got everything to lose in that Nate Diaz fight.
It'll be that, and then it'll be a Poirier, and then he'll probably try to go after Khabib again. If Khabib's still here.
If Khabib sticks around, which
Yeah.
I mean,
I
there's
don't
no
think he'll
incentive,
be- I think it's gonna be
especially after what happened on Saturday and what we saw on Saturday. There is no positive or intriguing reason for Khabib to come back. He is in a league of his
He
own.
said it to Dana. He said, "Look, I'd love to come back. There's just nobody. I've beaten all the guys, and there's just nobody there that's a challenge."
Khabib should move up to welterweight. He should take a fight at welterweight at 170. He's a big lightweight as it is, and he's a wrestler, and he's a grinder.
It's that
Him and Usman would be a good fight.
that whole family's crazy, man. I'd like to see him fight Usman,
Him and
but
Usman.
even like his cousin,
Usman and Burns.
his cousin's what 13-0 now. Like
Usman fights Burns on February sometime in February. Yeah, like February 13th, I think. So that'll be a good fight. They're cool. What are you thinking?
It's 9:00.
Connor's done. I think Connor's done.
He's not done.
I think he's done.
He's not done.
In terms of like being competitive and competing and being a title contender again, I think he's done.
I will tell you this: he's got to get serious about his craft.
I hope so.
And if he does, it
You
can
know
be a
why?
scary thing.
He's
If
been
not,
he's been the same fighter. He hasn't made any
he
adjustments.
needs to be. He said it himself. Like
He keeps his right leg out so far in his stance, and that's why Poirier tore him up.
Yep.
And all those fighters are going to see that now.
Yeah,
If he
said
doesn't
we
make the
practiced
adjustment,
it. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, he added those kicks and he added that to his tether, and like you got to be dynamic. That's his problem.
yeah,
And that's why I think Khabib,
like he's still in
Khabib
his
is-
prime. Like he's
tore him
still
up.
in his prime. He's only 32. He's still in his prime in terms of fighting age. Like at least Anderson Silva, like went until he was like 40, and then he started to drop off after he broke his leg against Weidman. You know, with Conor, like this is going to tarnish his legacy significantly if he stays on the path that he's on right now. It's going to tarnish it big time,
Oh, for sure.
big time.
I think you should turn to Hollywood and become an actor.
Or go to the WWE like Rousey did, like Ronda did.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
great call.
it's disappointing to see because you go back to the run he made when he beat Aldo, right? And that run and those string of wins that he tailed off.
I mean, I
and
think
then he became the double champion. And then after that, he's in a downward
I
spiral.
think it all
in
got to
terms-
his head.
Like, and he thinks he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's not even a top 5 UFC fighter right now.
No,
Not even close.
Far from.
Not even close.
He
Arguably outside the top
I
10
would say
now.
he might scratch at top 10. I think he's like 12th, 13th. And you know, I used to hate him too. I wanted him to win that fight. I kind of started to like him lately, but he's just so out of his element. There's so many. The next 6 or 7 fighters in that weight class would tear him up if he keeps coming with what he has.
Even though he beat him, you could make the argument that Aldo is still ahead of him in the all-time list because of the amount of title defenses and the absolute how dominant he was for years. I mean, so
Can we just talk about the card coming up March 6th? My birthday.
Oh God,
My birthday. What birthday?
That's your
gift?
birthday?
Yeah.
we gotta
Yeah.
get together for it.
Yeah,
we'll
come
get
on
together for it.
You got-
Yeah, come on over.
You, at your place?
Yeah.
I'm down.
You
Let's
got
go.
Nunes, Usman. What a card!
No,
for my
Usman
birthday.
fights in next month in February.
Oh no,
I
it's
should have totally hit you up
it's-
this last weekend.
it's,
no,
Stipe?
It's
Stipe and Ngannou, and then Adesanya and
that's what it is.
Blachowicz.
Adesanya. Yep.
Adesanya Blachowicz
And then
is
Nunes.
huge, and then the Nunes fight.
I love Nunes.
Oh, and don't forget Volkanovski and
That's-
Ortega. That's in March too.
Nope. March 27th, I think. Or something like that.
Same exact card. So the Nunes fight hasn't been officially announced yet. So right now it's 3 title fights. It's Volkanovski, it's Adesanya, and it's
I wonder if they're going to raise the
Stipe.
price for that one.
I don't even care.
They probably will. I'd pay $100.
I have a bona fide streaming site now that works, technically speaking. But
I would
I
pay
bought the
extra.
fight anyway. But yeah, I would pay. That card is huge. Drew,
Extra.
now is the time to get into the UFC. Right now.
I mean, I'm a little pudgy and kind of slow, but if Dana White wants to fight me,
So was Brock Lesnar. You're good.
Yeah, just don't get Crohn's disease and you'll last longer
There
than
you
Brock.
go. Yep.
nice. There we go.
All right.
Unbelievable. Well, hey,
Cue
look,
the
I-
music.
Cue the music.
Cue the music.
Be on the lookout for a special announcement. Some new content.
Yeah, be on the lookout.
We're gonna get this thing rolling.
That was a good show, boys. That was a good show.
Get this.
We had
get
a
this
few
ball rolling.
We had quite a few callers tonight, right? We had 3 callers?
Yeah,
4?
We pooped on Aaron Rodgers' chest.
Pooped on Aaron Rodgers' chest and LaFleur.
We got
It's
some
like he pooped his
predictions.
pants.
We got our predictions in.
New podcast idea.
Next week is all Super Bowl preview, boys.
Tampa Bay Bucks.
Next week is all Super Bowl
Bet the
preview.
house, bet the car, bet the kids, bet
Should
the
we
wife.
do a Super Bowl show on Sunday?
Yeah, it's pretty
Do
dope.
something? Watch
Oh,
it.
on Sunday?
Yeah, on a Sunday. On the Sunday of the Super Bowl.
Oh, maybe, unless we're in Tampa.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to Florida.
Are you really?
I really am. You want to come?
For Super Bowl?
Yeah. Dude, $97 round trip. I'm not gonna go to the game. I'll probably just
Well, yeah.
fly down.
Right.
Stay in like Orlando
Yeah.
because it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Get a rental, drive out to Tampa, get like a sports bar somewhere.
Yeah, I'm down. If it's because the
You know,
people are moving out
yeah,
of my place,
yeah.
my apartment, so
Yeah.
I have to front all of the expenses.
We'll talk.
I'll be
about it.
living by myself, so
we'll talk about that
money's going to be tight. But if it's
Yeah.
97 round trip, I'll make it happen.
Yeah, it's only 97.
I'll make it happen.
On that
we'll
note,
talk about it.
We'll talk.
On that note, Drew, appreciate you calling in as always.
Good night tonight. Been fun.
Oh,
You're breaking up.
you're breaking up.
It-
You made it strong.
Yep.
Yeah, you did.
Drew, we love you, buddy. Keep it, the hopes up there and stay smiling.
I mean, Green Bay's in better shape than New England right now, so that's something to go on. Little consolation.
That's
You
right.
guys have a good.
Yeah,
Take
you
care,
too.
buddy.
Go Bucks.
You too. Go Bucks.
Later, brother. Be safe. On that note, MVP Sports Talk Radio. You know the deal.
And I hope you're that kind of friend.
Nikki.
I don't
We
like
will
that
see
kind of
you
talk.
next Wednesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Peace out.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.